This conference will now be recorded.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. The time being 4:45 p.m. I'd like to call this meeting of September 18th, 2025 to order. Let us stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Somebody's trying to fix the eagle on the Hampshire. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That's your year.
That's good.
I know.
It's silly. It's nothing but.
That's a pencil. You need a pen? All right. We'll start out with some of the announcements. Minor. The announcements. Have we decided on a date and time for the trunk or treat?
Yes, and
And what-
We did that last meeting.
yeah, we did last meeting. I thought we announced it. It's 3 to 5 p.m. instead of 5:30.
3 to
And-
5. Yep. Okay.
And it is on it's
October 25th, 3 to 5.
Thank
October
you.
25th, 3 to 5.
October 25th from 3 to 5 p.m.
Correct.
Anybody else have any announcements? I don't have
Um,
anything else on the.
On the website, we did change the fall cleanup dates. They were originally scheduled. Selectman Constantino brought it to our attention. That's the holiday weekend. They are now scheduled for, go to the town of Tilton. They are now scheduled for fall cleanup is scheduled for, sure, Stephen, Wednesday, October 15th through Saturday, October 18th, Mr. Chairman.
Wednesday, October 15th through Saturday, October 18th.
Correct, and it is on our website.
Okay. And it is on the website.
Fall
Okay.
cleanup.
All right.
So,
I have to be naive. What holiday is in October?
Columbus Day.
Columbus Day.
Isn't that one of those? Maybe it's a holiday, maybe it isn't.
It's a New Hampshire holiday,
Yeah, it's a.
Is it really?
state holiday, but not everyone.
Oh, it's a holiday.
Stores aren't closed. I
Yes,
don't think the banks are closed.
The banks are closed.
Are they?
Yeah. But not the stores.
But isn't that on a Monday?
Yes.
Yep.
Banks and post office will be closed.
So, but Saturday, I'm just trying to figure out why we changed it because there's a lot of people out there that are getting ready for fall cleanup. I mean, it doesn't, it's fall
It's the
cleanup.
following weekend, the fall cleanup.
But I thought we changed it because it was a holiday weekend or something.
Columbus Day weekend.
It was changed because.
Saturday is the Saturday before Columbus Day.
Yes.
I don't
Well,
like inconveniencing people.
Well, our employees don't get the advantage. of
We're
it.
actually going to close the dump on Saturday because it's Columbus Day weekend.
Monday's a holiday.
Is that something you guys don't do?
Again, I just don't like to inconvenience residents. That's okay, we move on.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, do you have the donations?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I got. I'm gonna read them right now. So this is for donations for the senior center. Jean Doran Kearns and Karen McCuff in honor of $50. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And the Naughton Family Trust, $25. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Make a motion, we accept those donations to the senior center?
I'll second it.
We have to make a motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. Approval of the August 21st, 2025 meeting minutes. There were corrections that needed to be made, so. And from what I could gather, those were made. And we'll start with Selectman Scanlon. Are you good with that?
Wasn't or truck route. It was and truck route.
Okay.
And it was to correct it that the truck route shows it as being Sherwood Drive. It doesn't point that the truck route is for Walmart only
Behind Walmart, right.
entrance. Yeah, it's
Right.
just the rear entrance
So-
of Walmart.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right. So hold that thought. Selectman Constantino, you had requested a correction on page 4. Was that okay for what you were looking for? Town Administrator Scott Hilliard noted that Director Duval already has the doors on his list of projects to be done.
For the town hall.
So I asked that it be added. Yeah,
All right.
that's good enough.
Selectman Scanlon, why don't we have you write it out for me? Write it out for me, and then we can make a motion to accept it with that amended change. All right. So while he's doing that, let's go on to meeting minutes for September 4th.
Where are we there?
Actually, I need those. Anybody have? Anybody want to make a motion? Not, I will.
How about page 2?
Okay.
Up near the top, it's
Yep.
the third bullet. The drainage pipe under the road is town property.
Okay.
And I may remember it wrong, but I thought he had said the state claims that it's town property. think it-
Actually, I think you're right.
I don't think it was
'Cause
definitive.
Didn't
And since we're questioning it, I would really hate to approve minutes where it says it is town property.
Then it definitely becomes our
Yep.
property.
But, well,
It's in
it's
there.
a little hard to say, whoa, wait a minute. So it'd be nice if it said,
did we figure out who put that drainage in?
no, that was one of my questions when it comes up, but if we could just put the drainage pipe under the road,
Is purported to be. town
maybe, or we could put New Hampshire DOT claims the drainage pipe under the road is town property.
That would be
Something.
better. That would be better.
property. So the drainage pipe under the road.
I would put New Hampshire DOT claims
Yep.
the drainage pipe under the road is town property.
Okay.
I really think they put it in when they did that big drainage project.
We talked about the company that put it in.
I don't believe it was, the town of Tilton would have put their own drainage pipe in.
All right. Anybody else have any other corrections? Oh, I'm sorry, hold on. So that was on page 2, third bullet down from the top. I didn't see. I didn't see anything else. Anybody else have any other corrections?
Um, It doesn't seem, I'm just trying to read Selectman Dawson's report asking about the FEMA mapping. It just doesn't flow right here. Noted that playing phone tag with Michelle and asked Dave Kraus if this is something he could address, as well as the appeal dictates that you have to forward your argument in the GIS format. I guess it works. Right. I'm good. I read the other stuff.
Okay. So we'll send it back. September 4th meetings
Mm-hmm.
for that correction. And we'll go back to,
Page 505, remove, okay, in the first paragraph.
are you still on September 4th?
Nope. This is for the
Previous one,
previous
August
one,
21st?
August 21st.
Okay, this is your correction?
Yep.
Okay, all right.
So we're going to remove or truck route or something like that and replace it with and correct truck route sign location.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I was just gonna have them put an arrow on it.
So,
We all good with that? I
Yep,
guess that's a
so,
motion or-
yeah, let's, so I'll make a motion to accept the August 21st,
Mhm.
2025 meeting minutes, sorry, with this amended correction from Selectman Scanlon, in that shall read, Selectman Scanlon suggested adding a sign that says no outlet and correct truck route location sign, period. Discussion of where the sign should be posted, period. Okay. Any second it?
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, any opposed? All right.
We'll just, we'll move these guys up.
All right. Time being 5 o'clock. Do we have,
Mr. Chairman, may I, the chief just told me one of the commissioners is stuck in traffic.
okay,
Surprise, surprise. But Greg and Deb Beverly are here, so if we can move them up.
yeah,
That's
everybody
totally-
okay with that?
Sure, certainly.
Okay, yeah, come on up, guys.
Look at that.
Come on up.
Hold on.
Thank you, chief.
So, I guess the reason we're here is for further discussion on selling some of the town-owned lots.
Yes, yes.
And,
Mr. Chairman, if I might, I did send my report out to the board, all the board members. In there, I put, there was a discussion between Greg and I. One of the questions about some of the properties was, how do we approach the abutters to see if they're interested in doing it. And Greg made it very clear that, and I put it in my report, that there has to be, before he can do that, there has to be some type of process underway that the board is going to entertain using their marketing, whether it's a contract or an agreement or anything, so that he can, and then has the authority to go do that.
Okay.
So,
We're really to do this due diligence. We shouldn't be favoring anyone. We should just put it out there.
Yep.
And then abutters are going to find out that the
Correct.
property's for sale and they can approach us.
Yeah, well, as soon as we had a contract, basically with the board,
Right.
we could begin to contact those people. I'll be honest with you, I mean, I everything's full of holes in the town anyway.
Right.
So Brittany Fife called me today,
right,
Oh, really?
yeah, up on the High Street,
Okay.
right,
and said, "What's going on there?" You know, and I said, "I really can't discuss that with you at this
Right.
point."
Okay.
I said, but I think the town is revisiting it, possibly marketing the property. And she said, well, I would like to purchase it, maybe in conjunction with some of the neighbors, you know, and just put it into a community. And I said, sounds like a great idea, but, you know, I said, what I told her was, I didn't have any contact for her. So I kept her number and I said, as soon as I know anything that I'm able to talk about, we'll do that.
Okay.
We'll get a hold of you. So there will be others on that. I mean, that's.
Yeah.
I don't know if they know that. That's pretty good law.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
They want to keep, you know what the deal is, right? I mean, they want to keep it in the community.
Yeah. To one empty lot.
Well, that's great.
Somebody might want to build on it. Who knows?
Yeah.
One of the other questions that came through was about buildability.
Yep.
And so I actually went and took some, I left my phone. Some photos today on the one on Ashalot.
Yeah.
So that's got a major public service that goes right over it. And then there's a minor right away that comes on the lower end of it towards Silver Lake as well. So unbuildable.
Yeah.
That's my call.
Meant to ask, does that lot have beach rights?
Mm-hmm.
I do not think, Pat
They
saying
just
yes?
did a big improvement on that.
Oh, wait,
It's 470 feet
Feet.
of waterfront
okay.
On the Ashalot property?
Yes.
on the Wolf Road property.
Yes.
Is
No,
that
no,
what
I'm
you're talking about?
Ashalot.
Oh, Ashalot. I don't know.
Ashalot, yeah, according to deed, they would have beach rights.
Beach rights, yes.
So then you know, immediately I start looking at possible uses, which might be a neighbor. You can't put a permanent structure if you're building in a right of way typically,
Mm-mm.
but one of the neighbors might like to own that,
Mm-hmm.
and they could put another, you know, as long as you're on blocks, I mean, in theory, can move it if you need to.
Or you could
That's
come
why I
up with
bring
your
up the fact
camper
that
and
they
Camper
just
has
spend the
beach rights.
they just
weekend
did a
and
major upgrade. So
Yeah.
enjoy the beach.
Some value, but not buildable.
Yeah.
So there could be some interest that way, or that's resort commercial right there. So you might have a commercial, some guy that wants a place, put his landscaping equipment or something like that, and build a shed, if you will. Could be moved if it needed to be.
But as far as buildability for that one, because of the power
Yeah,
lines.
now you can't
Yeah.
because you can't put a permanent structure in there.
Yep. Okay.
But as
Oh, there
Catherine
it is.
mentioned, I mean, there are certain rights that come with that deed.
Water beach
Yeah.
access.
Yeah, beach rights is nice.
That's that one. The one on Silver Lake. So I chased deeds a couple of times on that, and I'm still not clear. I looked at other people's deeds, because sometimes it might not even be on your deed, but if it's on somebody else's deed that you have a right to pass,
Mm-hmm.
then you're good. I think you do.
Okay.
I think you do there. And with a right to pass there, that's a viable lot. That's actually pretty decent piece of property.
Okay.
So I think I put that at like 100, but I think that could.
Yeah, I think
They've
that's
got
what-
it assessed at 266. yeah, I'm gonna be honest, we're never gonna get there, but
Mhm.
I'd be tickled. but-
So Silver Lake Road is one that you recommend.
So in
We
researching
have a
that, I
list
found
of
that,
that?
so Jerry Shaley, I think I ran that auction, actually bought it at foreclosure
We did it.
from Iona Bank.
Wow.
So once given a
Wow.
go-ahead to proceed or something like that, I would talk to Jerry. I get along good with Jerry. A lot of people don't.
Gary's a great guy.
But do we have an updated list of what you claim is buildable and not buildable?
So
Yeah.
my question is, does
So
it
when
matter?
you drive up in there.
If I could just
and
finish.
if you
My
look at your-
question is whether it's buildable or not, do we want to keep it or do we want to get rid of it?
Right.
That's the real question.
Well,
I mean,
get rid of it.
anything can be buildable 2 years from now,
Okay, I
10 years
got
from
you.
now, or
No,
not be
get rid of
buildable.
it.
But which ones have value to
Somebody.
the general public, the taxpayers in
To
this
get back
town?
on the tax rolls. I
Yeah,
got you.
yeah, and the ones that have
Um,
value to the
That's a good
town,
one.
as public open
That's a good one,
space.
but I just
is
want to be
different.
cautious
Yeah.
on what I tell you for value.
Well, you got to put a value on it based on something.
Right.
It's still pretty hard to undervalue anything right now because
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
of the climate.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll get into that later, I guess. But then the other Highland, that's kind of nice up there. Actually, I think I modified the value on that a little bit because it's going to be some expense to build there.
Mhm.
And as you probably know, I mean, any piece of land is worth what it's worth.
Yep.
But so acquisition is one thing, and then you got the cost of bringing the lot up until you're ready to put concrete in.
Right.
And that's all got to be factored in. I think that would suck up a little money on that one. High Street's a no-brainer.
Yeah. Okay.
Simmons Court.
Yeah, Simmons Court
Oh,
was,
Simmons Court, yeah, no, that's nice.
so Greg, so with the updated list, and doesn't look like.
I
this-
don't have an updated list.
It was emailed to you.
Yeah.
Who sent
did
it?
s-
Did it come from you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Came
I
from
did
me.
see it in the.
Came
email.
from, Greg sent it to me and I sent it to all of you
How long ago? Do you remember?
2
I
weeks
can look
ago, approximately.
That was
Yeah.
only 5 pieces of property.
It was about
Yeah.
2 weeks ago because Chuck
I have
also
a
looked at
whole
it.
list of town properties here.
Chuck looked at it and Chuck concurred with exactly what Greg said about the buildability.
So we only looked at 5 pieces of property, or are we going to look at all of these town-owned properties?
Well, we eliminated a lot of them.
You eliminated some, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
so,
Mechanic Street, but I still have a question on we haven't figured out what we're gonna do with Mechanic Street.
We haven't
Right.
figured out on
But
what
the-
we're going to do with
the
any of
last-
them.
But, I mean, Grange Road was on the
Okay.
list, and we're certainly not gonna sell that.
so the last list that Greg has is Ashlot Drive, High Street, Highland, Simmons Court, and then Wolf Road.
Correct.
Those five.
Well, mechanics should be on there.
Well, I mean, I think we're
We're cleaning up
You know
Mechanic Street.
cleaning
so,
up Mechanic
yeah,
Street right
It's almost done.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
gonna be,
Yeah.
well, that's.
Emerald Lane is one of those little, well, it's a little more than half an acre
Yeah, it'll be done.
with beach rights.
Cumberland's the owner of that strip should own.
So,
August 25th.
August 25th.
That's the
Yeah,
date you sent the email.
yeah, perfect. Just,
August
Yeah.
25th.
I did.
Yeah.
was what it said.
yeah,
Long time ago, my book.
yeah. We have sent, and I meant to send out pictures to the board. It's almost complete. All the cars are gone. All the junk is gone. The trees are trimmed. Kevin's gonna get in there. We're waiting for Rusty to get one more, the old RV frame. They picked the RV apart
That's
And-
nice.
and then he's gonna grade it.
Yeah.
He's gonna grade it all and it'll look nice. He's gonna haul some material in.
That's a buildable lot.
Yep, very much so.
There you go, right there.
And I said, I think I took a quick look, I think it would be good for 3 units.
3 units, right?
Okay.
There you go.
That's just.
That's a nice piece of revenue right there.
Which lot is
Yep.
that?
Mechanic Street.
Mechanic Street.
I do.
The only thing about Mechanic Street is whenever, we can't use the parking lot where Dr. Mishcon used to be. So whenever there's an event at the island, there's no parking.
Right.
So that might have value to the town as a municipal parking lot because
Yep. Right.
You're gonna have to police it though, because it will always be full of tenants.
Yep.
Right.
It'll always be used for somebody else's tenants and that
like all the other.
I'd rather have the revenue. People can walk to the concerts, drop them
residents
off.
Too, for parking downtown. That
A lot of people park at Salmon Run and then walk down to the concerts.
I think downtown parking.
Yeah.
Okay.
is
So,
gone.
next steps. So we've got the information from you, Greg.
Mhm.
Thank you for taking the time to do that.
And I'm available.
So
Time.
the next step that you'd be looking at is contracting with us
Right.
to get some of these properties up, get them listed.
Listed. Yep.
Yeah, that would be
Moving forward.
the next.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Great.
And anything prior to that, I mean, I'm open, like I said, if you have other questions. And at that point, then we can identify an actual value.
Right.
Of what we think each lot, what we're gonna bang.
Yeah.
We're gonna put it,
Market.
this lot, this much, this and this,
Yeah.
and then.
Enlist it
go
for,
from
yeah.
there.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, I know the auction, I don't want to keep you guys, but I know the auction thing is out there too. And in a couple instances, maybe the others, I don't think so.
Mhm.
Here's what's going on with the auction though. It's gotten itself placed as in a destitute place now.
Mhm.
So I'm still doing foreclosures for some of the lenders and so on. Not many lately, but they're coming. And
Unfortunately, yeah.
so people, that's the mindset with that now,
Mhm.
this area. So I'm not recommending it anymore.
Okay.
Only in certain,
Yeah.
go conventional. We'll write it up good.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody have any other questions?
I want to make a motion that we contract with Greg for sale of some town properties to be determined.
Second.
Okay.
We just gotta figure out what those are.
Yeah.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. You have your answer, Greg.
Thank you, folks.
Thank you.
you.
Nice to see ya.
Thank
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks again. Scott will be in touch.
To see you.
Yes.
Scott will be in touch. Okay, Greg? Scott will be in touch with you.
Thanks, Greg.
Scott will be in touch with you about a contract and
I
stuff.
did.
Okay?
Thanks. Appreciate it. If you want to write something up and just send it to me.
So
Thank
we'll
you for making that
Thank you,
motion.
Dan.
Continue this later on in the meeting.
Yeah.
Get back.
Yeah, because I,
We need to, this, no, yes, no.
yes, I was just thinking that.
That's what the
definitely
board
something
had
we're gonna do
previously
next step.
discussed. That's why we brought
Yep.
him back.
No, and that's good. We needed to move forward with that.
Yeah.
Anyways, so, okay,
The commissioners are all here, Mr. Chairman.
great. So why don't we,
Am I right?
we all good? Let's grab one more chair.
More chairs.
Thank you.
Two more chairs. There we go. I didn't even see you hiding in the back.
Doing Tim?
How are you, Jeff?
Hi, Jason.
Since when have you have nothing to
I was
say?
just gonna say that.
I just want to make sure that, can I have that on the record? I got it. We printed them all
Oh, you printed them all?
for everybody. You bring
Yeah.
them to Northfield. Oh, okay. Chief, Tim needs a copy.
Mr. Chairman, can I be as bold? ask each person to be identified for the record
Yes.
so our clerk can get the names.
Yeah, do we have, Tim, do we have another mic over there?
Oh, right here.
There's one.
Okay. At least have two, so that way we can pass along.
Two turntables.
All right. Thank you all for coming. Chief, you want to just start out, recognize yourself, and then we'll just go down the line.
Sure. Chief Michael Sita, Chief of the Tilton Northfield Fire District.
Paul Lozier, Fire Commissioner.
Tim Sattler, Fire Commissioner.
Tim's the chairman. Jason Wright, Commissioner.
Okay, great.
For some reason you felt that important. Well, first off, I would like to thank you for the opportunity to be here and apologize for our tardiness. I just want to apologize for eating all the candy the last time I was here.
That's
more.
okay. I actually brought more in.
So in the packet we provided you, we've got this month's chief's report, which we just thought would be interesting information for your review. It does get posted on our website each month. And then we have the deputy's update. Again, that's something that the deputy puts out each month, and that's posted on the website. And I might refer to that later. Then in the packet, you have two sets of plans. One is for Sanborn Road and the other for Park Street. And happy, I will spend a couple minutes going over a few things there, but to let you know where we're at. We sort of have the, we have the floor plan nailed down. We've answered most of the questions that.
Which one are you talking about?
Both of them.
Both of them, okay.
We have most of the questions answered so that the engineering firms can work on finalizing pricing for us. The only detail that we're still working on is some heat options in the apparatus base. Due to some pros and cons and cost, we're trying to determine the best route to go in those, but everything else, we've given them all the information. So what
You do know there's a moratorium on gas in Tilton, right?
a moratorium on gas?
Mhm.
Natural gas.
Natural gas.
Yeah, right now.
Might be Northfield too. State's been
Mhm.
back to Kansas.
No more natural gas hookups in Tilton.
Well,
None, zero.
We already have one down at Park Street. Okay,
Just so you're aware of it.
thank you. I was not aware of that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we just got notification. Pat sent it out to everyone.
So if you look at the first set of plans,
Emergency services?
None,
Anybody ask?
zero.
But you've asked.
We
They don't have the capacity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Volume has been met.
Thought from an emergency management standpoint, if there was any.
Yep, I've asked that question.
so if you're looking at Sanborn Road, with the Sanborn Road being at the bottom of the page, you see the floor plan there with the apparatus bay to the left or the north side of the building, and then the living quarters and associated rooms to the right, the south side. The police station would be to the right on that drawing.
Mhm.
And the second two pages provide you some external views. So you have views from the left and right and the front and the back. So if you look at the elevations of the front and the back, which I'm not sure which order your pages are, the top view is from the street with the apparatus base to the left. And then the bottom view is from the back of the building. And then the top view on the next page would be if you were looking from the police station over. And then the lower view would be what's the north side of the building facing that back entrance to the outlet mall. You'll notice in that building, there is no specific space for admin. This is strictly a substation per se. So we have all the associated bays and rooms needed for gear, EMS gear, decontamination spaces, and then the corresponding living spaces for, in this drawing, you see there's 4 rooms, and then there's the day room for the firefighters.
And then if you want to talk about questions on that, or if you want me to keep going, and we can do questions at the end. But if you go to the second set of plans, and again, this is Park Street, and Park Street is at the bottom of the page. And I'm going to use east, west, north, south, even though the building sort of sits kitty corner to those dimensions. But the apparatus bay is on your right towards the highway garage. And then all the living and admin spaces are to the left towards the highway. And you'll see here where the building, from the floor plan, it might be hard to tell, is sort of U-shaped. There's a little courtyard in the middle there. The back of the building is the crew area. The front of the building is the admin area. And then the rooms for support for the equipment would be in between. So you see the turnout gear, the decontamination space, the EMS storage space. If you go to the views of the building, the first drawing on the top would be from the rear of the building. I apologize, I don't know why they did them in that order. And then the bottom view would be from the front of the building, from the street side, where you see the apparatus bays to the right and the hose and training tower to the right. And the next page will give you the elevations from the two sides. The top one would be if you were in the highway department's parking lot looking at the building. And the bottom view would be if you were over by the highway looking at the side of the building.
Tim, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
How many acres of land is the Northfield Fire Station going to be sitting on?
How big is
The whole site is just over 2 acres.
And how many acres of land is the Sanborn Road Fire Station going to be sitting on?
Like 1 1/3.
Do you think it's around a 1?
we have
1 1/3. Try to make that one as small as.
and that building on Sanborn Road is pushed up to the road as close as feasible for parking and getting the trucks turned back into the bays. But we put it as close to the road as we could to free up the space behind it.
Will they be turning in the road like some of the other fire departments?
No, there's enough room for
Backing
them
in the
to
road.
pull in and back in.
Okay.
And then you'll notice there are doors across the back of that building. So there's pavement behind the building as well, so they can back into those bays. We had a lengthy discussion. This was one of the areas that just for lay people like myself don't make any sense at all. But we asked the difference in cost between putting garage doors on the back of the building versus just doing it in block. And it's actually more expensive in block because it's so much more labor intensive to build a block wall than it is to put a door in.
If anybody remembers, we kind of got hemmed up on that with the prep school property. We had some concerns from the public about having doors on both sides, and why can't they just back everything into 3 doors rather than 6 or 4 versus 8? And I need for a 50-year building like we do with the PD, you gotta need that flexibility. You get a door go bad in the front row, you're gonna need to orient things around and be able to deploy out the back at some point. I think in the 50-year window. And it was interesting to find out that having doors on both ends of the bay was, I was shocked too when they said, when it came to doors on both ends were less than block wall on both.
What is your projected cost at this point for each building?
Nothing. We were giving some estimates without having any real numbers, so we're hoping to have that in the coming days. So
You have a floor plan like this and you don't even have estimates? You have
The heat's a big deal.
building
And the roofing.
materials and you
well,
don't have,
we were still.
I mean, we just built a police station
Yeah.
and we had ongoing
Yeah.
estimates. So I'm a little surprised. I mean, I'm looking at this
What did the
going,
police station cost all in while we're here? Because that we've been asked that. What was the final number all in?
4.1.
6,
4-1.
4-1.
4, 6. Can we
4-1.
start in the middle or?
No, 4-1.
Is that
4.1.
Verges, fixture and equipment, everything all in?
Everything.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was on fire.
So
Well, one of the mistakes, I call it a mistake. I
All
wasn't
right,
for the
hold
police
on, Jason.
building,
Hold on.
so I can
We got
call
too
it
many
a
people talking.
mistake. Is we didn't anticipate the maintenance costs as well as we should have. It costs us a little more to have the building.
Mhm.
But I'm shocked you don't have prices. I
Well-
mean, I'm looking at this going, this is far more. I'm looking at Park Street Station. When did we finish building that? 3 years ago? 4 years ago? And today's building costs?
Almost 5.
Yeah, this is, I mean, in my mind, I'm going, this has got to be a $9 million building.
So some of the things we've been working on the last couple of weeks is answering all the questions that their electrical folks and their heating people and are things like, are we going to have electric hand dryers in the bathroom, or are we going to use paper towels?
Well, those are the minor things,
Well,
yes.
because
but-
if you're going to put a hand dryer in, they need to run 270 power to the hand dryer, and how are we going to heat the garage bays? Are we going to have radiant floor heat and then makeup units? So they haven't been able to give us firm numbers because we haven't.
Well, those are the specifics,
Yes.
but they do have average square foot building costs for a block building or wood structure or brick, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. But like I'm saying, this,
Have they
this
given
just
you
one
any
at Park
numbers?
Street looks
So-
like a $9 million. No,
So
that's the one
we-
with the
we-
tower. I'm saying
we're
probably closer
expecting
to
to have
10 million with the tower,
we're
maybe
expecting
9
to have
without.
those numbers in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
We're going to have two public outreach sessions. One scheduled for October 23rd, the other is October 30th. So they're both Thursdays, Thursday nights,
October
23rd and 30th.
30th.
So why are you on a Thursday night when we meet on Thursday
We
nights?
meet on
That's
Thursdays.
why, but you don't meet every Thursday. So that's why we have two. One's going to be at the Park Street Station. One's going to be up at the PD.
You know which is going to be which?
First one, the 23rd is at the Tilton PD.
23rd is at the PD.
And we'll have additional drawings as well as all the cost estimate. We're also working on
It's not.
the ongoing
It's not our
maintenance
meeting day.
and
Watch out for those maintenance.
The operating cost, because we were in Northfield 2 nights ago, and that was a big question for them, is what's your carrying cost going forward on utilities? And
yeah, because
we're just trying to get everybody all the.
right.
Are you anticipating increasing the number of employees? You have 10 dorm rooms in these, between the two buildings.
So we want to have the ability to, because if you look at the deputy chief's report, he has the rundown of the call volume to date, and the call volume keeps going up quite substantially. So at some point down the road here, we're going to need more firefighters.
Mhm.
It's just a matter of, do we need them today, or do we need them next year or the year after? We certainly can't have them today because we have nowhere to house them.
But don't you need to analyze those call volumes? I mean, how many of those were getting a cat out of a tree?
You
Not a
want
lot.
to build. but
It's like the police will have, they'll have a call.
these are
Well, I know
911
one of
calls.
them was
Yeah.
to unlock my car door.
Do you want to incur the cost of what it's going to take in 5 to 10 years to build the extra living quarters onto Park Street? Because the build out on Park Street is slated for 3 to 5 year window. The plan is to build at Sanborn Road immediately, and with some site work and things that could be synergized between those two properties. And then you're looking at a 5-year all in on Park Street. And the cost to build something now is never going to be cheaper than it is today. We've seen that with sewer projects, Catherine. We've gone from
Oh, I
2 to
know.
4 million. You know what I mean? You got to build something. 5 to 10 years from now, it's never going to be less expensive than it is today. So this is it's not so much a building as it is a 30 to a 50-year plan for both towns in the district. And
The only difference is 30 to 50 years from now, we'll have more taxes coming in as it builds out. As the town
Yeah,
grows,
yeah,
you start getting the
we-
taxes. So now,
we don't want
if
to
it doesn't grow for the next 10 years,
we don't want to
you're
have
paying
staff
for that building
yeah.
before they even come in.
And,
So
and the
that's
biggest expense in the annual operating budget is payroll. We don't want to add to payroll until you really, really know. And, our call volume It supersedes that of just about any of our neighbors. So we're in a very interesting bursting at the seams point on call volume. We are hesitant to add staff, but
Traffic.
He told us that he wasn't going to talk when he sat down, just so you know that. He did say that.
Go ahead, Selectman Constantino.
I'm going to ask the question, the elephant in the room here. For our residents that are listening, why not switch them around when Tilton pays the lion's share of the budget? Why not switch the buildings around and have this larger one, because you're taking the building down and starting from fresh anyway? Have this one over at Sanborn Road and have the little one, the substation over at Park Street, when in fact most of the call volume is in Tilton?
So that is a great question. And
Okay.
we've gone back and forth, and the original idea was just that.
Okay.
There's a lot of pros and cons here, but I'll try to highlight the majority. The call volume, how do I want to start this? Our main fire risk is downtown. It's the oldest buildings, all those new buildings up on Route, exit 20, those are all sprinklered. They're all modern construction for the most part. So the chiefs got together and their thought was, if we needed to respond to a residential fire downtown, we want to get the most guys there as fast as we could. And we would want them coming out of Park Street. And when you look at the call volume up on Sanborn Road, we have more EMS calls. So in the short term, so using Catherine's question, if we were to add 2 more firefighters to staff, and had 6 on, we would have 4 down at Park Street and 2 up at Sanborn Road. The other part of that is the call company all comes to Park Street, and if we're going to have the majority of the firefighters at Park Street, we want to have the admin there, because there's a lot of interaction between the captains and the deputy with the admin. And so if we're going to have the bulk of the firefighters at Park Street, we wanted to have the admin there as well. So that was the firefighters' justification for putting the most firefighters at Park Street, so that if you had a fire specifically downtown in one of your multi-story buildings that was residential on the upper floors, you could respond as fast as possible.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
I have a curious question. On the Park Street station, you have everybody's office. I don't know which view this is, on one side, but you stick the captain's office over where the dorms are.
What did he do?
Yeah. What's up with that?
So the captain is in charge of the shifts, and he interacts with the guys on duty quite often. And it's more important that his office is by the duty rather than with the.
So do
How
those,
they would prefer.
because they're on the truck.
so are those dorm rooms more than just an overnight sleeping place?
The dorm rooms are just the dorm. Captain's office is also adjacent to the day.
Oh, interesting. It just still seems odd. But I know nothing about fighting fires, except you throw water on some of them.
And we relied on the chief and the 2 deputies, and we have 2 firefighters on the committee, and their take on how things should be located. And they were amazingly helpful, because I don't show up at the fire station. I don't know what happens at 7 o'clock in the morning on shift change and what all the procedures are. And so we're putting rooms in the wrong places, and they're like, no, like, you can't do that because of these reasons. And you're like, okay, now I know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a great question. I'm sure you can come up with more. And
Well, it's also an awful long walk as it goes outside. That's good exercise.
Great shot from any of these rooms.
No, I mean, if he needs to talk to the chief or, but like I said, it's good exercise, right?
All right. When you start getting numbers in, can you send them over to Scott?
Sure.
And then Scott can forward them over to us?
Yep.
Okay, I appreciate it. So that way, at least that way we can keep, and I would suggest that once these numbers come in, then we revisit, sitting down again, because I think it's going to be important that we stay on top of the numbers and
Yeah, and we're aware that the calendar is clicking by, and we've got a lot of work to do between now and district meeting. And
yeah.
Yep.
So, anybody else have any other questions, comments? And I want to apologize for Catherine's comment about the cat in the tree.
You had a cat, didn't you?
Wait a
No,
minute.
no,
Back up.
because
I've
I know it's
experienced-
more than that,
No.
and we all know it's more
I've
than that.
experienced
next time I
having a policeman come to the house and a fire truck come with it. And I love the guys. I had chatted with them, but there was nothing for them to do. So it was worse than getting a cat out of a tree. But they came anyway.
and
And like I said, I love them. They're
and
what's
we
going
would be
on, what's
remiss
happening.
if we didn't say we have an amazing staff. We have an amazing crew of firefighters.
Oh, you do?
Mhm,
You
do.
absolutely do.
Yes. Oh, there's no doubt about that.
They've responded to emergencies at my house over the years, and they are truly amazing because my house we're
Well
dealing with elderly.
trained, and we have
Just wonderful.
paramedics on
I
every
don't know how
shift. And
everybody else's Wednesday went, but any of you familiar with what went on between exit 19? Brush fire that started at mile marker 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, and just went, and then they took car accident EMS call on top of that. And our guys with the help of the surrounding,
I drove by
they
that
just knocked
today.
it out of the
Mhm.
park, right? And I mean, they
I'm back
deployed
to Concord.
from here and from Park Street. And, in the spirit of, regardless of the numbers, we want to be able to replicate the response model from Center Street as close to down road, focus there. And yeah, I couldn't believe it. I came in off the highway and talked to the deputy about everything that went on down the highway. We are blessed with a remarkable team. So we gotta give them a better place to live than that.
All right. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming in. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
A lot of work. Oh, I can't even, I've been on building committees.
What would be
It's
the
a lot of
difference if
work.
he had to answer it for you?
A lot of work. Nice job.
Every building we've been on, we only make it one building.
Yeah, this is, I
Or
look
an
at this and
addition.
I'm like, the time.
Yeah.
But nice, yeah, thank you. We have the
Oh,
dates
he's been
for
good.
their meetings,
Good.
right? So we could possibly schedule ours around it.
Oh, October 23rd, we do not have a selectmen meeting.
Very nice.
But you do the 30th.
Yes. But the one for the 23rd is at the PD. So
Are they duplicate meetings pretty much?
Yes.
I will,
I'm assuming we'll have some questions in the first one that we'll be better able to answer at the second.
Okay. All right.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you. I'll take care of it. Thank you.
What
Thanks,
time of the
man.
meeting, sir?
Appreciate it. Thank you, Paul. Good to see you.
Evenings? Evening, right?
There'll be an
Might be
evening. Okay.
a pull up a shorter meeting and head down.
Yeah.
What's that?
Oh, that's right, because we made it 4:45, just do the basics.
I'll have some. Yeah.
Or do 2 weeks in a row and skip that one.
Yeah, I'm going to jump on that because I want to hear about that. Okay. All right. So let's see. Did you get my email, Chief?
Yeah, I wrote you back.
You did? Okay. I haven't gotten a chance to look.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll get those numbers by next week.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. Our finance director. Great. You are up.
Mic on here. There we go. All right. I'll direct you to my report in your binders. So first thing is the MS1 review. So the MS1 is the state's report of our value, the town's value. And I've provided you with a comparison of 24 and versus 25 to see where the changes have been, and given you the very high level items on the left-hand side on the first page of the report. So essentially, the biggest changes were in taxable buildings. We increased from 737 million to 765 million. And then there were a few other items here, but the other most notable change was some of the changes that were made at last town meeting in exemptions, and the elderly exemptions increased proportionally. The overall value of the town increased by a little more than $30 million. And the MS1 without utilities, that number is used for the schools, because the state provides that that taxation to the school. So so in any event, you can see the breakdown here, and you know how it looks. But essentially, the increase in the taxable buildings, you can imagine we've had a lot of building recently, and that is the cause for that. So we do need to get that signed by the board, and that'll be returned to the assessor, who will upload it to DRA's database, their portal, and then that's one of the key components of our tax rate. So that's required for this. It was due on September 1st. The assessor did request and receive an extension, and that there was an issue at the time with a new portal that the state was using to import these, so it wasn't quite ready anyway. But in any event, without objection, if the board would sign that, and then we can get that going. So that next month we'll be in a position to be able to set a tax rate. So any other questions on the MS1 before I move forward? So the second item is regarding the warrant articles. So there were some new items that came up regarding warrant articles, and this is just a high-level review in my report, and then I also did include a draft of the warrant articles. But the changes, and as you're aware, Article 2 was reserved for zoning warrant articles that will come from the planning board. Article 6 for the highway equipment. Right now, we've got a balance of $16,167 in the revolving recycling fund that can be used to offset the $60,000. So as we get towards the end of the year, that will be updated. And what that means is that we'll only have to raise and appropriate through taxation the balance of whatever that is at the time. And I'm estimating it'll probably be maybe about $40,000, with $20,000 coming from the recycling fund. So in other words, that's the original plan that we had for that. Seems to be working well. The item C, Article 10, milfoil. The Conservation Commission generally provides a recommendation each year as to what the amount should be based upon the effort that is taking place in the lakes. And right now they're waiting for more information before they can make a recommendation to the Board of Selectmen. So that's on hold for the time being. Article 11 is being added. It was not on the warrant last year, but it was added to add $2,500, which was the amount from the year prior, into the Senior Center Expendable Trust Fund, which is essentially the same thing as the Capital Reserve Fund. And I think, considering the issues that it's warranted, considering the issues that have come up recently with the flooring. Article 12, which is item E. This is related to some old housekeeping. Going through some old town meeting annual reports, there was an article that was tabled in 2009, and it is pertinent because the town, without that article having been approved in 2009, the town continued to maintain and plow essentially what amounts to a private driveway for the last 15 years. And it is not a short driveway. It's about 653 feet long. So this is an effort to bring that back up to town meeting. And at the time when it was first brought up, there was some discussion about there being an active subdivision plan, an approved subdivision plan that could have resulted in the town taking the road and making it a town road. But the subdivision plan lapsed. There was never any additional activity, and this has just sort of been lingering out there year after year after year after year. And when I saw some invoices come in this year for gravel for that particular road, I thought that this is as good as time as any to readdress it and to look at it. So that's what that article is about. And of course, it's totally up to the board, but this was just a suggestion. And then item F, which would be Article 13, is related to a change in the law for disabled veterans. So currently, disabled veterans receive an exemption of $2,000 for the disability, and then also $750 of the veterans credit. The new law that'll go into effect April 1st of 26 prohibits them from receiving both. So currently, disabled veterans are receiving $2,750 in total. Without any change, the new law would prohibit them from getting the veterans tax credit, so it would be reduced to $2,000. So this warrant article essentially increases the disabled veterans exemption from $2,000 to $2,750. There is no net effect for taxes because the increase to the disabled veteran is directly offset by the fact that those veterans won't receive the veterans tax credit. So there's no increased costs. It's really a housekeeping thing to ensure that those disabled veterans don't end up by mere fact of a law change that they end up with less of an exemption. So that's what that one is.
So Tilton currently veterans exemption, just the veterans exemption is $750.
No, the veterans tax credit is $750.
Right.
Right. The disabled veterans.
I'm not talking about disabled,
just the regular.
Some communities are 500, 250, and couldn't.
Ours was increased to $750. Yes.
When was that increased? Do you know?
I think that was last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And I think that's the maximum allowed by RSA.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Tim.
So in any event, again, this has no additional cost. It is simply just they're going to lose their veterans tax credit. It's just increasing the disabled exemption so that they don't see any loss of income from, or the loss of exemption, I should say. So those are the changes. You do have a copy in your binder of the actual warrant article wording. I did include on page 3, there's a map that and a little bit more information on Article 12, which is the tabled article. So it shows a picture from the Belknap Registry drawer L63, page 95 of this particular section of road. And as I know all the selectmen are aware, it's illegal and specifically the New Hampshire Constitution prohibits the use of public monies for private purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So this would be in keeping.
That's been going on for as long as it has.
Well, it's it's one of those things.
Behind it.
Of course.
Yeah, there is a story, and with good intentions many years ago. But it's one of those things that you have to, go back and look and question, so that, well, that's the thing, we've always done that. Well, why? So in any case, this is an effort to correct that. So unless there's any other questions, but I would ask you to take a look at that page 3 in the warrant article handout, because that does have the diagram of the road, and you can see where that is. And if you need more information on it, I can certainly provide more. Does anyone have any questions for me on these warrant articles?
Just curious. Because now I am curious. You said it raised your attention when you just got the amount of money for
It reminded me.
stone.
Yeah. Yep.
How much are we talking?
This year, I think it was hundreds, maybe $500-700, but we've spent money almost every other year. We've spent as much as, I think, $3,000 one year on it, and that doesn't include the cost of plowing, fuel, driver time, any of that. It was just simply materials to repair the road, ditching, the time that we spend ditching that road.
The driveway.
The driveway, I should say, right.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So
Thank you, Tim.
yeah, I wish I had the ability to compile a complete list of what it's cost over that time period, but I'm afraid it would be sickening. It wouldn't be easy, I'm afraid. I could work.
Keep track way back when it started.
Yeah, and I mean, I could figure out, in terms of plowing based on overtime hours for the crew as a whole. I mean, I could do some very 30,000-foot approximations, but I wouldn't be able to really give you a real specific number.
But the second part of the Constitution, it doesn't matter how much. $5 is too much.
Yep. Yes. Yep. I agree. I was just curious from my own.
I would say it's easily well over $10,000, if not 20. It wouldn't surprise me.
Okay.
But in any case, all right. So moving on, item number 3, Selectman Scanlon had asked when I was reviewing the budget last time about revenues, and we will see some changes. Now, I would direct you to. I've got a more detailed list in the budget at the end of the budget document, but essentially we're looking at about $3.1 million. Now that includes the sewer commission because it is an interfund transfer for the town. So when you look at any of our annual reports, you'll always see the sewer commission included in the expense total and the sewer commission included in the revenue total, although it's always the same number. So a pass-through, if you will. So in any event, so we're looking at a total of about 3.1 million. Some of the more notable changes, I do have money in there for the sale of town property. I've got about $90,000 in. I have taken out the recycling income for DPW, which we've typically budgeted, but that all is directed into the recycling revolving fund now to offset the warrant article. We're still anticipating that building permits are going to be very strong in 26, that the revenues are going to continue to be very good in that area. And if you were to look at, and it's on page 14 of the budget document, in general, I try to be somewhat conservative with these numbers. There are some changes that we really don't know how to estimate just yet. And that's why these are all estimates. But we do have a lot of history. However, with the changes in the law for registrations, there's going to be potentially a little bit less percentage of some money that we will retain. But from what I'm told, that the rates overall are going to be increased by the state to offset the losses in other areas. So how that shakes out, I'm not exactly sure at this point, but there shouldn't be a huge disparity in the revenue from one year to the next. The outside of that, I'd say those are the biggest areas of change. So it's essentially the estimate is a small reduction over what I anticipate our estimated revenues through the end of this year are going to be by about $40,000. And of course, that can change as well. But that's what I'm looking at right now for our revenues for 2026. I also, item number 4, I looked at, to give you an example of what our valuation increase of $30 million does for the town in terms of, what does that really mean to me as a taxpayer? So based on all the other values being equal, in other words, taking our tax rate from last year and instead of looking at what our last year's value was, changing it to this year's value to see what effect that has on the tax rate. And it did have about a 35-cent lower effect overall. So if everything were to remain equal, it would have meant about 35 cents lower. So it's pretty significant in terms of $12.86 rate. Outside of that, I have also provided you with some budget updates that we have. That's item number 5. So we have received the Conservation Commission's and Park Commission's budgets, and the Conservation Commission increased 17%, although keeping in mind these are low numbers, so it went from about $8,500 to $10,000, but that does represent a 17% increase. The Parks Commission increased 4% year over year. And then we have started to receive some outside agency requests. And in total, the last time you looked at the budget, it was up 2.8%. It is now up 2.9% with those changes. And we are currently shopping rates for gas and electric because those contracts will be up at the beginning of the year, and that's going to have a pretty significant bearing. And hopefully we can, 2 strategies here that we've employed in the past. If the rates don't look that great right now, we generally would get into a shorter term period, and then hopefully during that term we'd be able to see some improvement in rates and then lock in for a multi-year. This last rate that we had was incredible on both, and we had them for almost 6 years. So we really benefited, but right now there's a lot going on in the marketplace, and we'll just have to see. So that's something I'm working on right now, and of course once I've got some numbers to put before you, I'll have those for you. And other than that, pretty much everything else in the budget, we're waiting on additional information from either vendors for next year's estimates of things, or looking at making some changes within the existing budget of certain priorities for departments. And then lastly, unfortunately, the state is going to be mandating some changes in IT. We're going to have to, this year, probably before the end of the year, and I believe we will have money to do it, although it'll overspend my hardware budget. We're going to have to replace our firewalls. They would have had to have been replaced in 27, but we believe the protocols that they're requiring now, and they've just let people know about a month ago, sent things to the PDs letting them know, but it also applies to town hall and motor vehicle information. And they've upped the requirements, and just about every city and town in the state is going to have to go through some kind of replacement process for firewalls to meet the new requirements. So unfortunately, that's something I'm going to have to deal with, and I'll come back with, and talk to you more about it as we have the final numbers. But it's not a huge amount of money for us. It'd probably be under $5,000, but it's still one of those things that just kind of crops up right out of the blue, and not much we can do about it. So outside of that, unless you have any questions, that completes my report.
Okay, great.
Thank you, Tim.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Tim. Tim, can you respond to a chat while we move on to Selectmen meeting, Selectmen reports? Shelby and Barron, believe they asked a question about whether or not Greg was coming on. Can you just let them know that he has already presented and that they'll be able to watch the video?
We're going to talk about it.
We are going to revisit and talk more about it after the
Before or after Selectmen's reports?
I'd like to get at least through the Selectmen reports first.
Why don't we do it during public comments since we don't usually have many?
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so you can just let Shelby know if she wants to hold on. We'll go through the Selectmen reports and then we'll discuss the properties.
Well, Selectmen reports and then town administrator report?
Yep.
And then do them?
Yep.
Because that gives us half an hour.
Yep. So, yeah. So, Selectman Constantino.
Okay.
You're up.
All right. We have, last week I mentioned the zoning and planning books, the updated ones. We have to order them. And we said for zoning and planning, but they do come with an ebook. So if we put it on the Google Drive, people can access it. Or does the board want to order every one? They're $13.75 a piece.
How much are they a piece?
$13.75 a piece. I believe it's $23 and some change for the one with the ebook, and then we can just put it on Google Drive. If anybody wanted to access it, they could. Or just get a few and leave them on the table during the meetings or something. It's up to you. I said I would ask Amy. I told her I would ask the board tonight, then we could figure it out. I had initially said planning and zoning, so that's a few $100s that we would be spending.
Did we ask planning and zoning members what they'd prefer?
They said, yeah, okay. So.
Yeah, okay. And as they each
Digital
like
or
their
to the
own?
real one.
Or
Right.
to the, yeah. Oh.
Digital or the hard copy?
Right. Zoning didn't really care. So.
What did planning say?
I think they all wanted one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, planning board all wanted a hard copy.
Yeah.
And how many?
So
that would.
I can figure that out. That's
Okay.
not a problem. I can figure that out, but. So get
I'm
everyone
okay
a
with
hard
it.
copy.
I'm okay with it.
All right.
I don't need a hard copy.
Okay.
Okay.
All a hard copy. All right. Okay, I did a little bit more research on Wolf Road, and we do not have a legal easement to get to that Wolf Road property. We'll talk more about it when we get to talking about that.
Okay.
Buffalo Park, I was had a few phone calls on that. 2 different separate parties that walked the trail, parked it by High Street Extension, walked the trail, and it was blocked in a lot of different places. One of the questions were if they were to bring a chainsaw, could they and take it off the trail?
No.
And the answer is no. Okay. So how do they get through the trails?
Is that Parks?
The Park Commission maintains the trails for the Conservation Commission.
Okay,
And if I remember correctly, they are planning a cleanup, which we do twice a year, but you'd have to talk to Bob Hardy to be more specific. I mean, we're not out there every weekend looking for, so we appreciate if people call up and say, hey, there's a tree down,
Yeah.
and take care of it. But we are aware that there needs to be a cleanup.
Do we know if the cleanup will be sooner than later? Because it sounds like people are trying to.
Like I
utilize it?
said, I can't remember the exact date of that particular event, but I think it's coming up in the next few weeks. Bob Hardy can,
Okay.
Maybe post it on the website. If you talk to Bob Hardy, he'll give you the exact date.
Okay.
other than that, I'm just still waiting on the senior center floors, and that's about it. Move on.
Okay. Vice Chair Scanlon, you are up.
So, I've been just picking up the trash, stuff like that, along with things myself personally, working at the graveyard. They're doing the rehearsals for the park cemetery event
Oh.
tour.
Yep.
They've been doing like every Saturday morning. So that could be really good this year, and that's working out well. The other thing is I will not be finishing my term as selectman. I will be leaving town, I think, in a few weeks, and I'll give my notice at that point.
Wow.
It's been
Oh.
almost 70 years of concurrent service to different boards and committees in the town. It might even be a little bit over that, so I think I did enough. So,
Wow.
so,
That's sad to
yeah.
hear, John.
I love Tilton.
It shows that you love Tilton. That's
I
really
just
sad to
want to
hear.
give a notice so that
Yep.
Okay. Well,
my
thank
term
you
would
for,
have been up in March.
yeah, but okay. Well, I've learned a lot from you.
Hmm.
Be back.
I think we all have. Yeah.
Okay.
Every
But
Monday.
I know your family is important.
Yeah.
And I don't blame you for wanting to get out there and see them and be able to spend more time with them. I know I would struggle with it.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
I do have some extra snow shovels if anybody's.
Thanks,
I
John.
also saw.
Thanks.
I saw the weather report for this winter is supposed to be a lot of blizzards.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope so.
They just
Yes.
announced that. So
I will, sir.
the leaves
So
are turning very quick too.
It's funny that you say that. I was talking with somebody yesterday, and they were talking with a few different loggers who had been talking to a few different loggers, and they said that they've noticed in the woods that there have, well, not so much the acorns, they have seen a lot more bees nesting in the ground.
Yep.
And yes, but a lot more in the ground.
Yeah.
And that usually means a very tough winter.
Yep. Cold.
I don't want to jinx, but yes,
Cold.
cold and tough. So, and you take it from a logger, right? So,
Mr. Chairman, as your HR director, I'm going to tell you that I'm going to need counseling if you keep talking, so.
It's funny, I was
okay.
That's all I have.
thinking of buying a snow
I'm
blower
pretty-
the other day
Yeah.
in our 80-degree weather.
You've just blown us away.
Yeah, I don't even know. Okay.
It's
So-
been an honor working with you, John.
Yeah. I'm around for a few weeks anyway. And
One more meeting?
At least one, maybe two more meetings.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as they don't.
Does that mean he's getting a blueberry pie?
I imagine we could work that out.
All right. Okay. Selectman Hanson.
No, unfortunately, I've been out of commission for the last couple of weeks, so
Yes.
getting back in the swing of things now.
Okay. Selectman Dawson?
So first, you were just follow-ups, the culvert on Business Park Drive, 132. Did we able to do any kind of?
No, I didn't get to it, Catherine. It just got
That's
crazy,
okay.
but I did write it down tonight to talk to
Okay.
Kevin. So
And the FEMA mapping, we are just about out of time with our 90-day window.
our what's the term I'm thinking of for Dari? What's it? Consultant. Thank you. In my report, Dari is working on it. He texted us today. Dari is working on that tonight. So we
I'm
have
wondering
till
if-
October 14th. So
I'm wondering if we could just, as a preliminary, at least send them our map showing the extreme elevation from the bottom of that brook to up where they'd actually said it would flood. I
Right.
think it was what, 49, 50 feet?
right, 44 feet, I think.
Well, we have to make
Yeah.
that appeal.
Right, and Dari's working on that.
Dari's working
Yeah,
on that right
it's
now.
it's a GIS. The appeal is going to be done in the GIS
Well, but
format.
the first letter that was sent out, which I have right here in June 24, 2005, didn't mention that. It just said,
Correct.
it
Yeah.
just says, more than just I think.
Right.
So I'm saying they may want more information, but if we at least, so we're in the
Notice
window
them.
of the 90 days,
Yeah.
send them that map we have,
Yep.
showing the elevations. And then that shows that we've made the appeal,
Correct.
that we're not agreeing with it. And then they can say, well, we need this, this, and this. At least our foot is in that door.
Right. And
Buys
Mr.
us
Chairman,
time.
if I might, I did have Colleen, I can't remember her name now, but I did have email correspondence with her.
Michelle.
Oh, Michelle Jackson?
No, the FEMA person, Colleen, she was one of two people that the appeal goes to. Colleen something, and I can't remember it right now, but I did alert her that we would be appealing based on the fact, and I sent her a copy of Judy Tilton's email to the board and to me, and that we would be appealing formally. So they're noticed, but I did not send them the fax. I simply sent them the email and said we would be appealing. That's when we got back the second appeal process that identified how it must be appealed.
Right.
So,
Right. And we can let them know that we'll be looking at the other brooks
yeah,
that enter into the Winnipesaukee River for their elevations as
Right.
well.
right.
Because I think there's at least beyond that one, there's at least two others. I'm just saying, I don't want to lose that first window
No,
because
I agree.
if you miss that and you try to appeal in the second one, they're kind of like, well, we'll look at it. But
Yep.
Thank you, Scott.
You're welcome.
The sidewalk along the river, is that going to be able to be included in our paving project?
It's not going to be, but Kevin is going to do it himself. Kevin, we do have a roller.
Amazing.
Yeah. And he is waiting. We've had dig safe. I think we're going to need to give him a headquarters here, but we've had dig safe pretty regularly. So we're waiting. I believe he's waiting on the final approval from dig safe to put the curbing in, and then he's going to do the paving. So I didn't know this, but we do have a roller, and he has the experience, and we just pick up the asphalt and do it. So, and he's going to do it in a fashion. He suggested to me that he do it in a fashion where he put down like a base coat just so that it's there for the winter. But next year we could, he could finalize it and put in not pavers, but decorative paving that would look nice. Apparently there's a way you can groove it. Yeah.
You can stamp asphalt.
That's what it's called, stamped asphalt. Yes. So, yes. Thank you, Catherine.
Very nice. We had a gentleman contact us by email about increasing the veterans credit to $1,000. but the RSA puts a ceiling of 750 where we're already at. Is that something that we could agree to have Scott respond to him and let him know that we increased it last year to 750 and that the law doesn't allow to increase it anymore?
I'm okay with that.
Sure.
And if you could, Scott, attach the RSA.
Yep.
So that way they can read that as well.
And I'm good, thank you.
Okay. So the only thing that I have is a couple things. One, I am going to be meeting with District 3 to discuss the intersection of Silver Lake Road and Route 3. And it's more of like an information session for me. But I've also had, right now, I can't even count how many emails have come in to me from residents. And the other thing is there was a complaint on Ashlot Drive of drainage, and it's at 44, I believe. This resident resides at. Her driveway and her front lawn gets flooded. Obviously not right now.
I was going to say she'd be lucky now.
We fixed
right
that.
now.
We stopped the bleeding.
But and so that was one of the things I wanted to bring up to the board to see if we could have Kevin go out and look at it.
I did.
On Ashlot?
Yes.
I think we put some
And there-
drainage.
He did
Something's
do
going
some
on out
They
repairs,
there.
did.
yeah.
Something
Yep.
with settling or
That's what they said.
Yeah.
They did do it. And I'm getting
probably a big peat bog.
Well, we have to be careful too, because as our environment changes and we get more rain, I don't think we can be held for flooding events when you have that much rain and it's coming down lawns and getting onto driveways and flooding. I mean, what is the town's responsibility?
Right.
Is our road flooding them? Is it our lack of ditches?
right. And that's what I was wondering. I think it would be it would probably be helpful if the DPW director went
I'd
out.
have him look at it, but I'd also
have
make
it-
sure he
Right.
understands that, if
We're not
We've
asking him to fix it. We're asking him to determine whether or
Right.
not it's the town's issue or is it the drainage?
Yes.
Is it a flooding event that happens?
Right. Yep.
Right.
Yes. And I can't find the email right now because I have so many of them. But it's but it was, I want to say it was 44.
Yeah. You
But
did
I'll
email
get you
that.
I'll get you the exact number.
You did email me that, and you did say you weren't sure if it was 42 or 44. And Kevin had fixed the dip out there, so he went back out and looked because I
Yes.
talked to you afterwards. He'd already done it.
Yeah. Okay.
And that particular day, as he said, there's no rain,
I know,
obviously. So, but I did tell him, I thought I told him it was 42, but it might be 44. You said a name too, but
I'll get
Yeah.
I'll get you the name.
yeah,
and
but
maybe
he
you can
was,
just knock on the
he's
door and have a
aware of it.
conversation with him.
Yeah, and he's going to keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. All right.
Eric, what are some of the concerns you're getting on Silver Lake Road?
So it's the turning coming off of Silver Lake Road.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's been a conversation before. There's the caution light that was put there. I have my own personal opinion about caution lights, but regardless, it started out with one resident had talked to me about it because there had been a recent accident there. And then this person had actually gotten into an accident. They were rear-ended. And so then that just kind of spiraled to where now I think that whole section of town is emailing me. And rightfully so, I can tell you, and Selectman Dawson as well, and Selectman Scanlon and Selectman Constantino have history with this, so they're going to provide me with information. The town administrator has sent me a document, so I'm going to do my due diligence to look at it. And I just want to get information from them because I want to have information that I can bring back to us, but also to those residents. My estimate is that there have been a lot more cars now on the road since that flashing light has been put in. So I do think it's something. I was almost T-boned there. I went to Rusty's and drove around and tried to make a left, and yeah, and that was scary. But it's not even just certain times of the day now. It's consistent. Like, really doesn't matter the time of day. And Catherine lives on Route 3 too, so it's like.
It used to be mornings, maybe noon in the evening, and then weekends are crazy, but now it's all day.
Yeah, it is.
When you're at your meeting, one of the things that would be a quick fix, well, I don't even want to say fix, it'd be a little bit of an improvement is the store right there.
Yep.
Delivery trucks will often come in and park.
Yep.
They'll come down and in, and they block your view.
Yes, I've seen.
If you're trying to pull out and go left, you can't see what's coming down the hill.
You can't. And there is that little bit of a
little hill there, little knoll.
yeah.
So if there'd be some way that the owner of the property, or we could prevent delivery trucks from blocking that view, and it happens all the time. They'll come in and park this way, or perpendicular to the road, or parallel to the road.
Yeah.
When they really should be parking out here and making the walk.
We went to across the street where there was a bush and a tree that was close to the edge, and they removed it so that there was a line of sight, a longer line of sight.
Yeah.
And they were very good about it. So but the delivery trucks, absolute. You can't get there by traveling up and taking a right in a school bus. You can't see it with the delivery truck there. You can't do it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And that's the thing, it's not just our normal traffic. It's school buses and, other vehicles. So that's a concern.
Since Silver Lake Road is not perpendicular to Route 3.
Yep.
You come out, you're actually headed east. So you have to kind of turn just in time, so you're a little bit turning west, but you can't. And a lot of cars, when they come up to the intersection, will actually block the ingress from Route 3.
Yeah.
So if a car is coming down, they try to turn, all of a sudden there's nowhere for them to go because this car that's trying to pull out has now blocked that.
Yeah.
That's an interesting cluster.
With the T, was it because they wouldn't sell the property?
Yes.
To do it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what Catherine told me.
Because I remember that was.
They were
big
going to
for
align it,
years.
but
They were going to align it. There's been talk about lights there and all kinds of stuff.
Lights, widening it.
I think they felt their
Taking
property was
the
more
hill
valuable
down.
than it was.
They talked about taking that hill down a little bit more for a more
Even
better
that
line
would
of
help.
sight. Yep. They couldn't do it because of the properties.
Now, is there on their planning application, when they open that business, where the locations of the driveways are for that store? Because it seems like it's everywhere now.
It's been that way for my lifetime.
Thinking
When
that
Grover Davis owned it, that's what it was.
I'm thinking that at one point there was some changes to that.
It was always wide
They
open
never-
in the front.
So when they have
On
a
the Silver
change
Lake
of
Road
ownership,
side.
they should have an updated DOT
Yeah.
driveway permit. That should change.
Well, they
things.
should at least hash out
Yeah.
no parking
Right.
there. And they themselves would have to tell their delivery people, you have to park out back.
Yep.
Or they'd have to set up a different delivery door.
Correct.
Because it's,
Yep.
I've
There,
seen some
they are
very
new,
interesting
it is new
things.
ownership.
Yeah. So those are all things that we want
Built,
to look at.
multifaceted.
Right, let us know, because there is a long, we still should be on the 10-year list 20 years ago.
That's right.
Yeah.
With Ray Burton.
All right. And so that is all I have. So the town administrator,
Yes.
you are up.
Okay. Kevin, Bob Hardy dropped off the mums to DPW, and Kevin called me today asking me when. Catherine and I had a discussion about putting them in, but I'm thinking the end of the month. Would that be good?
Oh,
What's
that's
that?
so.
Whatever, I mean,
the-
it's a shame. The barrels are beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, they are.
They
Put
are right
them
now.
all out.
When do you put them in?
Now.
Well, yeah. I mean, usually we've had a frost.
Right.
Right
Yeah, I
around
get
this
it.
time, we get a frost and then
Yep.
those die, and that's why you put the mums in.
Right.
But of course, what was it, 80 degrees today?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't.
And it's
They
only
say
going
that-
down to 50 at night, so
I thought they said that this weekend there might be a close to a frost, but not.
right. But I think that's up north. I don't
Is it
think
up north?
we
Okay.
are.
Yeah.
All right.
We're still in the
But
drought
that's, I
zone.
mean, that's the point. You'd have to have a
Yeah.
couple of really good frosts to
You
kill
would,
them. So, I mean, the other thing they could do is, and I don't know how those barrels were planted. I only did one, but they might be able to just make a place and I don't remember how many mums per barrel I figured, but you might be able to fit the mums in
In the
there
center?
because the petunias are hanging over nicely.
Mhm.
So you might be able to fit them in there. I don't know, but as far as I'm concerned, anytime.
Anytime. Okay.
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 Whatever
I will let
works
him
for
know
them
that
works.
because he's trying to work it into his schedule. And every time I call him, he doesn't pick up his phone intentionally now. I'm like, Kevin, are you ignoring me? No, 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 no. He goes, you just give me more work. I said, I understand that.
I
So-
do have a quick question on that.
Yes, you can.
The trough out here.
Yes. Yep.
What,
That was going to be on my
that's all-
list.
okay. All right.
Yep.
All
Yep.
right.
So let me go there right now. In fact, I had a talk with Catherine, who was doing the flowers out there the other day with her daughter. Ron Dunlop came in. He met with me. I asked him for a new damage quote just on the trough because Primex is asking me. They want to get, they've got an amount, which is an amount I kind of guessed at, basically. But they want some written quote on the damage so they can go after this guy. And they will provide the funds less $1,000, which is our deductible.
Mhm.
So, and Ron is, I told Ron, anytime he could get started would be fine. But I did want to talk with the chief about a safety plan. At least putting a car there with the lights on or something, and getting plastic barrels because the state will not authorize us to put up Jersey barriers. But we can put bright orange barrels and put a cruiser in front of it so that,
What about the water pressure?
that's
Did-
off.
did-
It's turned off now, I believe.
I never had it turned on, so.
Yeah, yeah. They did turn it on to retest it after we moved it back, and then they turned it back off.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I was just curious.
So he will be starting. Obviously, we're going to get the quote. I'll share it with the board. I don't think it's going to be much different than his other quote, to be honest with you, which was 14,000 and change. But it will, at least we won't be dipping into our fund for that. It'll be covered by insurance, and then insurance can go after the guy that was driving the car with no insurance. And
Okay.
so,
All right.
which wasn't on my list, but I'm going to jump in because I'm a little bit early.
One more thing, do you suppose we should do one more pressure test on the water?
Well, I think we can. I
Now
can
that
ask.
some time has gone by, just to make
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Because things move.
Yeah, that's true.
Leave
That's
it on
true.
for a
Yeah.
long extended period too.
Leave it
Yeah.
on for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Good idea.
At least that way.
A week.
Water. I did get a call from the chief or an email from the chief regarding Mill Street. The insurance company, the car that went through the fence and down into the yard. The chief's prosecutor has charged him and indicated that they're going to have to make restitution. So the insurance company is now looking for a more accurate quote of just the damage that they did.
Yep.
Shane had got me two quotes. One was to fix the whole fence all along from Mill Street down. And then a separate quote for the damaged fence, which is the damaged portion by this particular individual was $22,200. And so I wrote the company that gave us that quote and asked them to give us a more defined quote with labor costs, parts costs, and that stuff. And Kevin has had a discussion here with the board that may be something that he can do as well. So at that time, we'll figure out which way we want to go. But it appears the insurance company wants to take care of that and make it good. So
Well, if we're going for restitution, it should be for the total damage value,
right,
Right.
right,
not what we're gonna do. to
right,
fix it.
exactly.
Right.
Damage.
Yeah.
That's what I asked for. Damage value.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
So,
thank you.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Thank you.
I do have a complaint on our newly paved High Street extension already. The cars, of course, and the second coat isn't even on yet, but the cars, of course, are traveling much faster than they normally would on the older road. The
On
request,
High Street extension?
High Street extension, yeah. The request was for either a stop sign at the intersection, which is, has a stop from the Cedar Street side, and it's a clear shot over Cedar Street and continuing on to High Street. I thought maybe if we put a dead end sign on there at the entrance to High Street Extension, that would discourage the people from driving down High Street Extension who don't know where they're going and think they're going to exit. So I did tell the complainant that I would check with the board. I think we should try personally a dead end sign first. Maybe that'll keep the wanderers out. But when we get the second coat down and the sidewalks done, I'm sure it's going to be a continued problem.
So my question, it is a dead end.
It is a dead end.
So
Right, there's no sign though.
technically, the 95% of the people that should be driving on that are residents.
I agree.
You would think,
People that visit Buffalo Park.
except for
Right,
the people
right,
that visit Buffalo
Right.
Park.
Yeah, and I think that's basically what she's talking about is the people that are visiting Buffalo Park.
Okay.
So it should, I think a dead end sign might help, but we'll know come spring next year when we're back in better weather. So
We have a speed limit sign on that street,
No.
I don't think so.
pretty short.
Yeah, it is.
And they race down to Buffalo, turn around when they find out it's a dead end, and then
Right.
race back.
That's why I think the dead end
They've
sign.
lost so much time going racing down and turning around.
Yeah.
That's where we walk the dogs.
So if the board doesn't mind, I'll ask Kevin just to post a dead end sign, see if that makes any difference.
Good idea.
Your thoughts, chief?
Did you ever think about putting a four-way stop? Is there a reason why there was never a four-way stop at that intersection at all?
Should be,
There's
I
not.
think.
You go from
Right.
High Street Extension, if it's through, that's straight, the stops are on your Cedar Streets.
Right.
Why, I just wondered if there
But
was
you-
a reason why. We
I-
never had four-way stop there at all. If not, that would probably
Yeah,
hurt some.
probably be okay. I would go for that.
I would too.
I think you do both.
Right.
Put a dead end
Let's do
sign up,
both.
put a speed limit sign, and put a.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
He's thinking about his revenue. The numbers for police revenue are up.
Going somewhere.
So are we?
Up for the revenue.
So are we good to do? Are you guys okay with doing all three of those? Looking at
All
that,
three of those.
Yeah.
Two, you mean?
Dead
or
end
two dead end
and four-way
And-
stop.
and the
And
four-way
four-way
stop
stop.
Speed limit.
and a speed limit.
Oh, and speed limit. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
My list is growing, Kevin.
And put in the budget, cloning services.
Hopefully that will help.
Yeah, well, we'll give it a whirl. I do need, I know you responded back to me and John did. Lake Estates, John Hanson is already
I
Going
RSV.
Pat-
Yeah, I
for
did the
Pat.
RSVP
for Pat.
for me
Right.
and Pat.
Okay, Selectman Dawson.
For Tuesday.
Yeah, yeah, it's the
Yeah.
23rd at
Yeah.
4:30.
4:30.
Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you. Just so the board knows, the Conservation Commission chairman sent me a note and said the Conservation Commission has hired McGuffin Forester to remove some of the invasive species at Salmon Run, just so if you see somebody out there cutting stuff down, don't panic. So in my report, I asked the board their thoughts on department heads presenting their budgets in October. Tim and I had talked about it. We have 3 meetings in October. Is there a preference as to who goes first and who goes last in department heads? Does it make a difference? We'll just pick a date? Okay. All right. And put it on the agenda?
I have a suggestion.
Okay.
Every year we have the department heads come in and we go over their entire budget. It seems to me that if the Board of Selectmen went through our budget, and then if we have questions, I mean, I've looked at the town clerk's budget, for example, and I don't have many questions.
Mhm.
So why sit here for 45 minutes to an hour going over that entire section of our budget? You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
The same with, well, I won't talk about the PDs. Highways, I mean, that's a big budget. PDs is a big budget. If we only,
Mhm.
and typically if I have a question, it's the same question everybody else has. It would shorten it up and I think it would be, less time for our employees to have to come in on a Thursday night and sit here and go over the budget.
Well, if I may, I'd be happy to, because I haven't gone through each line with you yet, and take an hour or so to do that, because we're still missing, a good amount of information. But once we have that, maybe we can make that the start. And then if you have questions after that, they can be available
I
to you.
think that's a good idea. I don't know about the rest of you,
No,
but
so we do our own due diligence first,
yes.
formulate some questions, and then we're taking less time with the department.
Yeah.
Right.
Makes sense.
I agree.
My last order of business, Mr. Chairman, is I did get some correspondence when we submitted our request for a grant for highway equipment, the truck specifically. They had a couple of follow-up questions. That grant calls for a 30-day cycle announcement. So within 30 days of submission, they want to say yay or nay. But I was pleased to see, hopefully I don't jinx us, that there were 2 questions specifically, the fuel rating of the truck.
Mhm.
And I forget, Tim, what was the other one? Mileage on the current truck that we're gonna disable. So I'm hoping to be able to report soon that that grant is accepted. So,
Nice.
Nice.
and the timeline, hopefully, and the timeline is
Yeah. Fingers
pretty
crossed.
good turnaround. So,
Well, thank you.
So 90 days would be, we would order the new one. We obviously have to pay for it up front and then get reimbursed.
Yeah.
But 90 days, Kevin has done the homework on, unless they can find one that's already made. If they can, then it'll be even sooner. So,
Thank you for all your work on
yeah,
that.
yeah, no, it
Plows
was
would
great.
be the big thing, to get
Yeah.
that, even if you have one, to have them actually mounted.
Right.
We went through a whole winter.
I
Yep.
learned, yeah, I learned that you told me that story. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
We
that was
did.
sad. So.
June, it's a snowplow.
Right.
Just bought in September.
With that, Mr. Chairman, I am done, and I understand our,
I would really like to talk
Ru-
about town property before we have this.
Yeah.
yeah, okay,
Yeah, we're gonna
okay,
we're gonna touch on the town properties real quick because we are early.
okay, perfect.
And we have a lot of people that have been, well.
Yeah, and we have somebody online that did question about one of the properties. So
Okay,
so let us shift gears and let's dive into the town properties. Does everybody have a list?
So Greg had suggested Silver Lake, Highland, Simmons, High Street, Mechanic, and Wolf Road.
So I have I have his thing right here that he left. So if we want to start with, do we want to start with Ashlot Drive?
Sure.
Okay. He writes on here, good to give prices and everything. Are we going to go all in and discuss everything?
Well, as you sat here and we discussed it, I mean, there's a value. You can't
Right.
put building on it, but it still has value. It has beach rights. And I say sell it. And he's going to come back to us and say, well, if we sell it, I think we can get this for it.
Yeah.
So I say sell it.
My only thoughts is that when we're looking through these, if it's a piece of property that would benefit, we already have Silver Lake access, right? Unfettered access to Silver Lake to the public, whether it's hiking in or
Yep.
whatever. That if we want to make sure that we maintain those access to the lakes and wetlands.
Yes.
Okay. In case somebody wants to canoe or
I don't have that copy.
Harry, you want
inner
to
tube across the lake or however they wish to do it, or fish at the,
Well, they're going to have to,
non-abutters should be able to.
on the Wolf Road property, they're going to have a long walk out in the lake before they can fish.
Yeah. So, okay. So the Ashlot property, the way it is right now, he, in that report, I think he did say that one was not
buildable.
That one was not
Which
buildable.
one?
Astronaut is, if deemed buildable,
Right.
was a price 40,000. If not, 20,000. He didn't.
That's
Yeah.
different than what was on the email that you sent.
So the email, yeah. So there's an email that went out that John Hanson has right now.
That's the one you sent out on August 25th,
okay. And what's the question? I'm sorry.
the value of the properties.
Okay,
So so my question, the question would be, like Catherine asked, we're going to sell them regardless. I think we want to kind of just make a checklist of the ones we want to get rid of. Right.
Okay. Right.
So
The values you just mentioned are different than what was on that, but that was February 6th.
Right.
The attachment that you sent.
But I don't-
you have the
that was the original one.
Back to
but
us.
right now,
Right.
yeah.
To make the list, he'll come back to us with the values
Yeah.
for each one.
Yes,
So
it'll change, John. Yeah.
so Ashlot, we're in agreement.
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
Number two.
High Street.
I'm not in agreement.
So
I'm not I'm not in agreement because a buildable lot is 15,000 square feet. High Street
Bless you.
is 16,999 square feet. We have, in the Village District, we have early 1700s, which is what it was part of a subdivision at that time. The house was built in the early 1700s. It's sheer ledge from High Street Extension over to the Cedar Street side, the Pine Street side. The only way to build is up, like Lakewood, slab and up. You have to consider 20-foot setbacks on all sides within that 16,999 feet. Just down on High Street, and welcome anybody to go down, there is a house that was built on a postage stamp that never should have gotten passed, ever. On the dip going down, it's right on the road. It is right near a brook. It's literally built on a postage stamp. It's a hindrance to plowing. It's a hindrance to our drainage system. It's a hindrance to the brook and DES, everything. Village District is our oldest part of our town, our history. Our neighbors, this particular area, 10 years ago, when we put it up for auction, the auction wanted to buy it. He then reneged on it, lost his deposit. We went to the second person, didn't want it. We never went to the third person, which would have been the abutter. For 10 years, this person has wanted to buy this. Specifically said that they wanted to put in a conservation easement, everything. They wanted to leave it absolutely blank, clear. All the neighbors wanted that.
Mm-hmm.
They've come before us, asked us several times. They wanted it clear because it's tiny and it's means absolutely 1,000 square feet more, 1,000 square feet less, it would be an unbuildable lot. And we could do so much more in a neighborhood of value to that.
Well, my question is, we would, so are you, let me back up here. So you don't want to sell it?
I do not want to sell it. I do not want to go down to be a Lakewood Avenue where you can open up a window, reach out and touch the next house.
Okay.
Because that's what's going to happen. You're going to be right on top of it. It was a development. It was a lot subdivision of a person's home, and they subdivided thinking that they were going to build on it. They found out it was all ledge, and they couldn't build on it, put a slab on it. One side has sewer on a High Street Extension. On the other road, on the other side, has the water. Somewhere along the line, the builder has to meet the two of them together. If you build, if you do any type of damage control with drilling or blasting or anything, you're going to damage people's properties next door because that's how close you are. You run a mower. When we tried to do this, somebody ran a mower around and they ended up going on the other person's line. That's how tight the property is. So it is very aesthetically pleasing to have a field with flowers where, as the neighbors have said,
But wouldn't,
the deer
But-
come.
but what if, and I know we can't specifically be choosing an individual, but why not put it up for sale and give first offering to the neighbors for them to purchase it?
Because that's not how it's going to end up.
Well,
You put it up for sale, you put it up for sale, and it's going to be catch as catch can, whoever's the highest bidder. And Catherine will vouch for that. And that's what's going to happen.
You can't make
It's the
preference,
entire
yeah.
neighborhood.
Right,
It's
and that's
not
what I'm-
just one person that's interested in keeping this clear. It's the entire neighborhood. Now, you heard Greg say Brittany got in touch with her. Brittany is the one that owns the old Clarita Cannon house, the original subdivision on the opposite side of Hobart, Cindy Hobart. So here's Clarita, here's us, and here's Hobart. So in between the two of them. It's not just one person, it's the entire neighborhood.
Our ordinance allows someone to build on a 15,000 square foot lot with sewer. This meets that. I mean, my feeling is we sell it. People bid on it. Somebody wants to build on it. Will have done their homework, know what's there, and we'll figure out how to build on it. I mean,
They can go up as upwards of 35 feet high. There's not a building over there 35 feet high. It'll block everybody. Do we want that?
there's nobody behind them.
Everybody has lower houses than 35 feet high.
But that happens all the time.
Mhm.
It happens all the time. I mean,
3 times on my road.
I say sell it and
Your house has all modern houses. This is a very old historic area, John. It's very different from your venue.
Ours all started as small cottages and just as people become year round, it's changed. I'm with Catherine on this. I think we sell it. Someone does the due diligence. If they need variances, they go to the planning board, zoning board, follow the process.
it meets the, well, it wouldn't go to planning board or zoning, but it meets the requirements of our ordinance to build on.
Well, it's not in your neighborhood.
Well, the thing is all the taxpayers in town are paying taxes for that lot. Can they go up there and have a cookout? Can they go up there and use it? You know, is there a purpose for everybody in the town to use that? There's been opportunities to purchase this so many times, but nobody's stepped forward. We've offered.
You wouldn't allow them
The
to do it.
Conservation Commission looked at it and had no conservation value to it because we have Buffalo Park right next to it. The other thing, the Public Works had to clean up that lot. In fact, they used some of the fencing that they cleaned out of that lot to make the fencing for the bridge. So, and then, you know, the state saying, why are you blocking housing? You know, here's a perfectly good lot. I can't see unless, you know, it's to the whole public.
That's kind of my thought as well. I mean, I understand the concern, but I also think that all the taxpayers are in fact paying on that.
So just make sure that we all think the same at the next properties coming up, that we all think the same when all of the other properties are coming up.
Yep.
Because they're not in your backyards. They're not early 1700s, 1800s next door to each other. It's a shame. It is a damn shame.
It was one on
It's
Morrison
not,
Ave that was for
it's
sale.
not,
The
it's
town
not
would buy it.
next door to me. It's in the oldest part of town. It's just not.
That's not the oldest part of town, but it is an old part of town.
Yeah, it is an older part of town.
All right, so we have 4 that want to sell it, 1 that does not.
And let the record show that I'm adamantly opposed to it.
Yes. Let's jump into Wolf Road. That one's so Selectman Constantino brought up that we do not.
You do not have a legal easement to approach Wolf Road. And nor does Bill Wolf.
Nor does what?
Bill Wolf.
Doesn't mean we couldn't get one. I mean, whether we sell it or not.
But you do not
You have
currently have
access.
one.
You have access to your property. You can't be landlocked from your property or barred from your property. But having said that, it may have waterfront. If I owned this property, I sure would argue the 266,000 value that the assessors put on it. Because that waterfront, I'm telling you, you can walk out an amazing distance and you're knee high. And quite frankly, I wouldn't walk out in it unless I was in waders because it's been a long time since I've had to pull bloodsuckers off myself. But I mean, that's the kind of waterfront it is. What it is a place for wildlife.
Mm-hmm.
And I know because they come down through my property to get to it. They come down there. For the life of me, I don't know why, because a lot of them don't make it across the road, but they get down in there.
Plus
Get
you
to the
have
lake.
wetlands, plus you have public service easement.
So
I don't understand how they came up with that price at all.
no,
No.
but also this property is a little different because it was given to us.
Yep.
Kind of torn about selling a gift to the town. Quite frankly, I'm thinking wildlife sanctuary, leave it a wetlands. If we keep it, I'd like to see us get public access to it. So, maybe people can go down there and just picnic, kind of like Salmon Run, have a conservation easement, quiet spot, contemplate your navel, that kind of thing.
People can launch kayaks from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be a good place to put kayaks in.
Would it be the same as the others? Conservation would contract out for maintaining the property, cutting the grass,
Yeah,
creating.
conservation would do their due diligence with it.
I say sell it, you haven't used it, or nobody's even entertained it. No, conservation didn't want to have anything to do it in 15 years, so.
I don't think we asked him, did we?
No, never came before 'em. I don't think they will, but.
There's a lot of wetlands on it, and
Yeah. You know,
I mean, I could go either way.
I
Sell it,
think
keep
that
it.
see where it goes. I think both the butters would be interested in it.
they probably can't do anything with it, but at least they could preserve it onto their
Mhm.
property.
We,
Yeah.
Get reassessed.
but if we're going to sell it, don't we kind of have to have access to it?
Prescriptive rights?
No,
You can't do
No.
prescriptive anymore. They changed that law
Oh, they did?
shortly after we did it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't take a road by prescription. But I would suspect, I would guess that they'd welcome someone else to help maintain the road. Just a thought. Like I said, I could go either way, keep it, sell it. I'm a little
the
more inclined to
Kilmisters
keep it.
own the easement. They own Wolf Road. They own that.
Mhm.
Could you get an easement from them? I don't know.
Mr. Chairman, Shelby is on it.
Yeah, it doesn't look like she would give any either. Her facial expressions do not hide anything.
Was I that obvious?
Oh, you were.
I think it's just because of so many issues with Eversource already accessing the property, and it runs right through our yard where our dog runs, and we already have a lot of traffic that we don't love. So having to add any extra traffic would just be, it's just not what we're interested in. And we're not trying to be difficult. It's just, I mean, it's our yard, and it somehow was turned into a road for Eversource, and, you know, it's busy. It's not what it's not even really a legal road. It's just a access for Eversource.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
And maybe Eversource will give us an easement.
Yeah, I don't think.
I'll throw that out there.
I don't.
An easement over an easement.
Right. I mean, personally, just by looking at, I don't think it's even worth selling it. I mean, I like nature, so I think that that would be something that we could utilize for conservation.
It certainly isn't.
I
worth-
think it's part of the wildlife corridor that comes
It
through
is.
Samerton.
Yeah.
That there could even be a grant to somehow, I don't know how that works. You want to table that one?
No. Let's
I don't
keep
think
moving on.
I mean, I don't think we need to table it. I think with something like that, and I've looked at the maps, and now knowing there's no easement, I've been out there myself. I mean, I like the idea of, you know, if somebody wanted to go down and put a canoe in or something like that, but reality of people even going and doing that, I mean, they don't even probably know where it is. I think we should just leave it.
And not let the abutters take a chance at it?
For 266,000?
It's not the price. You know that's not the price.
I know,
There-
I'm just-
those-
Yeah, I
do
can't
you
believe
think
that
you're going to
price.
get
Yeah,
80,000 for High Street?
Every
Come
time I
on.
look at the
I
value,
can't
it
believe
just
that
makes me
they put
chuckle.
266 on that period.
But
Somebody made a mistake.
I think, I say let's, yeah, can't talk. Greg was going to talk to Jerry about an easement, and maybe Jerry knows something that we're missing.
Okay.
Go over the railroad track?
I have 2 right-of-ways that go over the railroad tracks.
Okay. So someone's
To the
going to
lake.
have to go over the
One
railroad
of them was
track on
over in
that.
that
Mhm.
area.
Mhm.
I saw it.
Both of them are over in that
Yeah,
area.
I saw it. Well, I saw one of them.
Yeah. So, why don't we let Greg talk to Jerry and see what else we can find out about it?
Okay. All right. Then, yeah. We'll take up,
Table it till we
yeah, we'll take
get
up
more
your
information.
thought, Selectman Scanlon, and we will table that one. All right. Next one. What was on that?
Simmons Court.
Yes.
That's a buildable lot.
Sale, 2.5
Sell it.
acres.
Yep. Okay. I think we're all in agreement. You agree with that one?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Okay.
Highland Ave.
Highlands. Yep. Highland Ave.
Sell it.
So,
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm writing these down too, Scott. in case
I
you-
am too.
Okay. Mechanic Street.
Sell it.
And that's one I go back and forth with.
Now, I can
I-
say that when, if anybody's familiar, when we had the concerts on the island and the parking, we are also allowed to use Onion's parking lot for parking. And that was packed, not
Mhm.
just a little bit, but packed. There's parking up there that we don't have enough downtown parking.
If we
There
make
was
that into a
person that was going before the planning board or ZBA a couple times that owns the gray building there that wants to turn the back of that into some type of business. He's been there a couple times. You have the, also the overflow from the Tilton Inn and the business. And what happens is, yeah, there's no things up there, but the overflow, once you get rid of that, they start parking the ones closer to town. Then you start losing more places closer to town. But once it's cleared out, and I say, you have to cut every tree out of there, you know, except for a couple tall shade ones.
Yep.
Have it empty, graded. You're not gonna get all this stuff up there. Once it's
Yep.
gone, there's no parking for the island. Cumbies, if they're nice, they can say no. And then what do we do?
But once you do that and you make it public parking, then on Sunday nights, it will not be available for island parking. You'll have onions that will be filled with people that are going to onions. You'll have people that are at the apartments. They'll be over there in the back because now they have someplace to park.
That's right.
So here's the thing,
But they won't be available for the islands. It won't.
but it already started. Scott brought this to my attention the other day. A landlord told somebody, one of the tenants over there, they need to move their boat.
Mm.
What did he do? Backed it up, drove it
Parked
right
it
over
over
there,
there.
parked it right over in that lot.
Yeah.
Didn't ask permission, just did it. So,
So, isn't
Put a
that,
house there. Put a house there. Now we got a couple $100,000 in revenue.
except,
35 feet
I
high.
realize I got the wrong tax card for that property.
that's the one he said he could put 3 units on.
You
Yeah.
have when that house was built there was no regard to the railroad corridor.
Chief,
So you have a railroad corridor, how wide is that?
he knows you're in here.
And then our setbacks start from the edge of that corridor in. I don't think you could, in today's world, well, I don't think I have a card for that, fit a house on that lot. I don't believe, with setbacks and whatnot.
You don't believe it's buildable?
I don't believe you can fit a house on, well, back up, one of those little, what do they call them, mini houses?
You can fit 6
Tiny home?
houses.
Tiny homes. You can put a tiny home on it.
We had,
No, we can do that.
But you could make them 3-story.
we had tiny homes. We had a Chevy, a Ford, and
Yeah,
a Winnebago.
Winnebago, yeah.
We did have.
but if we kept it as a parking lot, we would have to put signage up that says, what, Town of Tilton,
No overnight
parking, no parking?
or
Yeah.
No overnight parking or
Put time limits on it, and then the police department would have to patrol it.
more revenue.
The police department would be there more times than no. We can't even get them to do Town of Tilton municipal car only, and somebody always parks there every single day.
We could also put a sign up that says, no parking, Town of Tilton, snow dump.
Put snow there too.
Mr. Chairman, can I add to the discussion? I had a discussion with somebody about this. I happen to agree with John. I think it would be great for the island folks when we get stuff back, get the bridge back in place and that stuff. But Cumberland's does not use that. That's their property as you go up Mechanic Street, and there are 6 or 8 spots right there. If we entered into an agreement with Cumberland's to say, listen, we'll pay you for those 6 or 8 spots, and we will identify the tenants that are parking there currently violating the no parking ordinance for Cumberland Farms. Cumberland Farms is being very nice. But if we entertained, say, we'll pay you $25 a month for those 6 spots, and then we identified, like we do with the the downtown Main Street residents and then lease those spots, not at 25, but at 100, and identified which ones with a sign, you know, lot 1, lot 2, lot 3, lot 4, lot 5, lot 6, and stickered them like we currently do, we might prohibit them from parking in our new municipal lot parking area, and we might be able to save that for island folks or overflow parking for onions and that stuff. So I think Cumberland's might be interested in doing just that. But that's my thought. I agree now that, especially now that Onions parking lot that they used to use for the island is going to be a business, an open business. I think we're going to be hard pressed to, especially for handicap folks, even if we made it a handicap parking lot, you know, or a restricted parking lot.
Once we start ticketing people for parking down in there, they'd stop.
Okay, let's move on. Let's make it a parking lot.
My only thought with that would be because I do think that we are already restricted in parking, and I think that the once the bridge is back in, the island will be utilized from spring right to the end of fall. You're looking at probably 3 months.
Yep.
Of not having that parking lot being utilized.
Do you want to table it with Wolf Road so we can think about it a little more? Maybe the chief can come up with ideas about how we keep people from parking on it?
Well, I think
With
part
boats, storage?
I think we need to discuss it further because we'll need to lay this out we'll need to look at how we want to lay it out.
Spike strip, chief.
Gate it.
Okay.
Because remember, we own the parking lot that exists beside it.
Correct.
Yep.
The other thing is, can always be sold in the future if they develop what Cummings building is or something like that.
Yep.
Okay.
That might be, that's a very good idea because we're going to get the new Irving, and this is the new plan now to expand these stores. Cumberland's they're doing that in Franklin. They're going over the old Elks Club. So that might be a good idea, John. We might be able to get Primo Bryce for that. Yeah. Good idea.
All right. Moving on. Next
Emerald
one.
Lane.
Emerald Lane. What do we think about that one?
Worth 115,000 on the tax card.
I think it's going to be most difficult. I'm in favor of selling it, but I think it's going to be most difficult because it entails 7 different properties and easements to those 7 different properties.
Ooh, that's right.
Because it's a tiny little road that goes down to the beach. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's a little over half an acre.
Mm-hmm.
They may want, the other easement holders might want to chip in, cement it.
115,000.
But anything that we sell will get taxed, be able to tax after
That's right.
it's sold, even if it sold cheap.
I mean,
I'm in favor of selling it. I just want to know how we're going to incorporate the 6 other holders.
What it is, what we basically have is the right to access a beach. That's
But
what it is.
They're the main we now are the main holders and they have easements.
Right, over this.
Yeah.
Correct.
So the value here would be to somebody who doesn't have access to the beach and might want access to the beach. And here it is.
Good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
And they would end up being the main holder of all the easements.
Yeah.
That's the picker.
Yeah.
They charge maintenance fees.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh.
I'm good with selling it.
Sell.
Okay. All right, next one.
That's all I have.
I think that's it.
That was it?
That's it.
I
Okay.
think everything else. we
So
have
2 are
stuff on.
tabled and the rest is sell.
Yep.
Okay.
Does you want to sell Best Pocket or the Silver? For this building.
All right, so you will
Talk with Greg.
talk with Greg.
contract. I'll get a contract, a draft copy of a contract from him. I'll bring it back to the board. You can look at it if you agree with it.
Thank you.
Sign it and we'll get things moving.
Okay. Can you see, I know you got a lot on your plate. Could you see if he would be willing to get that? So for our next meeting, we can just kind of keep rolling with it.
Okay. Yep, I will.
Okay. Awesome. All right. I'm going to open it up for public comment.
None.
Seeing none. Going to close the public comment. And we are up for our discussion. Grab chairs.
Might I pass out?
Yep.
Some information. This guy here.
You're gonna need a two-seater up there. We're gonna need a two-seater up top.
I know. We need to pay attention. We start talking about personal stuff. Let's stop the discussion.
Unless they do.
Well, then they need to know that they have the option to go into non-public. It's a courtesy we have
Yeah.
This
always
is what I
done.
just handed out. This is the latest update on the taxes and stuff. Okay, have a seat. When you do talk, if you just, before you begin talking, just announce, say your name and that stuff, so our records person can do it. Okay, they all have name tags, but this is the Board of Selectmen from the town of Tilton. Ravi? Hello.
Hey.
How do you do?
I'm sorry, sir.
Gal.
Okay, thank you.
We waiting
Our
for
chairman is, be right out.
Yep.
Go ahead, John, we can wait.
We're starting on public.
It's not gonna be non-public.
No?
No, so go.
Okay, okay, good. Thank you, Sue.
It doesn't need to be unless we get.
There's candy right there. I had dinner. This is my dinner. It's all sugar. Come on. Look at
That's
them.
why
They look
everybody's
good.
like,
They look good. Yeah, they're good. Yeah.
we don't want you to have too much sugar, no?
Yeah.
Now down in the bottom, there's usually some of those like mint things, the white, like spearmint, something.
I had enough of the bad stuff
And then-
driving here.
Yeah.
And
There's- There's a, yeah. Yeah, there might be other stuff in there too.
Like whoever.
I don't want to see it.
Some builders have, they're similar to mine. Hello.
Thank you guys for coming in.
Yeah.
I'm Eric.
Gal.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Hey.
How do you do?
How do you do?
I'll meet you.
Hi.
We
Pat.
meet.
Wait till Dawn comes back.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you guys for taking the time to stop in, meet with us.
This is in public, but if there are certain things that are personal information that's brought up, you can do it in non-public, correct? Yeah.
Yes.
If
Yeah,
we
do you
get into
understand how that works?
personal,
Yeah.
Yep.
finding personal things,
Yeah. so if
otherwise
there's
it's
something like
public.
that, you
Right.
Stop. me going
Yeah.
into
So
non-public.
if you guys start talking about personal things, I will stop the meeting and then we'll just go into a non-public session. So that way it's personal and we don't want
Protect your.
You don't want all,
protect you.
yeah.
Protect your
Yes.
personal.
Well, they also have the option to continue in public.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that, yes,
It's their
yes.
choice.
So you-
Yes. you have the option to continue in public. Okay, so today we're here to discuss the tax deed interest and penalty statements for Eastbrook Realty. So
To explain how we got here.
yes, please.
John Scanlon, I dropped it right on you. Are you looking for this penalty statement?
Yeah.
I dropped it right on the table in front of you.
We can give you one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. Is there another one?
So
Right there, John. You got it in your hand, your right hand.
The left hand here?
No, right hand.
These are old minutes.
Okay.
These are just old paperwork.
He dropped
we
it
have
right.
You have one?
He
Yeah.
dropped it right on that pile.
We're sharing. Yeah.
Okay.
See,
Yeah. So
Gal Peretz, how we got here? We got this park in a really bad condition. We probably have in the last 2 years maybe 8 leaks water that we have to fix and pay a crazy amount of money. This park right now is not profitable. We work in it. We still need to do a lot of septic work. We was try to see if we can ever connect to a sewer, but we understand that Buffalo Park is not. We cannot go through the Buffalo Park and connect it. We try to see if we can maybe pump it up from the what do you call the
Colby Road.
veterans.
Veterans.
But it's still not something that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we have 16 acres that probably half of it or more not get used. It's basically it's almost continue of the park for natural and people walking there, hunting, and we never did any stop for it.
Yeah. Okay.
We did a lot of tree walk in the park the last year because it's getting dangerous to the people. So when we got the notice of the late payment that you're going to do action, we was planning to come here because our lender was supposed to send you the check. And we call him and say, hey, they need the check by Tuesday. I can run now and bring it. He said, no, send it to us. I'm overnight them a check. So we did one the day that it was, we send him a money order, and he told us that he sent you the check, and I guess the check got lost. We have paperwork from UPS said that they lost the check somewhere in Massachusetts.
Okay.
And this why they got to a point that you don't got the check in time and all this stuff.
Yep.
But it still doesn't.
Yeah, I know. We in the
still
back,
doesn't-
and we in the process of getting it back to catch up.
Okay.
For
But-
3 years, though.
So
Yeah, we have. We was thinking that we have it escrow with a lender, and it was never done.
You thought you had it in escrow for 3 years, and
No, I think we find out that it was not done, and we walk into we're doing a project right now that we probably be done in 2 months, and when we done it, I'm sure we have released money that we can catch up.
so in that 3 years, though, you collected rent.
Yeah, but like I said, we not cash flow. The rent got collect, but with all the what happened, and we raise one time when we buy it, we keep it low because the people cannot afford to us to raise. Even if this jumped from what we have to like $1 million now value, and all the taxes go up, we never raise rent yet. To try to. We have one foreclosure that got sold. We catch up, but then we have one lady that left the trailer and disappear, and we have to start the process, pay a lawyer and get it. And now the trailer sit there, collapse, everything collapse, the trailer. So now we need to demolish it. So we not get rent from it and we pay, so we lose money on one trailer.
We paid
So
quite a lot of lawyer fee.
Yeah,
Trying to get the deed in our name.
Mhm.
3 months later,
we did the
last
auction.
winter, it just collapsed. Well, the biggest problem, and there's no way we enjoyed going through this. This is like the most
No.
difficult thing in our position is things like that. And what really ties our hands is that there's laws that we have to do it. That comes down from the DRA, and we cannot.
But the fee was like the penalty fee.
There's-
It's crazy.
So that, if that's what we
10%
have to figure out. but
on the value of the place.
10, yeah, and it's per RSA 80:90. And that, there's state laws.
Actually, we were even thinking of contesting the valuation too, but we were like, what, let it be what it is. It's like we have some plans for it. Maybe we'll make up for it and all that stuff. But it's been a difficult investment for us. Probably we bought it in the thick of COVID, a little bit hyped up and all that stuff. That's more on our part, nothing to do with you guys. But yeah, I mean, we have the right intentions. We spent a lot of money in building, in designing some septics if we were to go that route. And after the septic, then he had a chance encounter with I think the water department, which is water company, which has been fabulous to work with us, and they were the ones who introduced us to this veterans, saying, "Hey, there could be something mutual you guys can work out," and things like that.
Mhm.
So we're looking at every avenue
And
to
we
make
want-
this a good long-term solution for the park as far as septic is concerned.
And we just finished to do a survey for all the land. So we
Yeah.
can come to you in front of you hopefully soon and say, this is what we want
Yeah.
to do something. So now make us value better, plus get you more taxes for the future. And get more housing maybe, or.
You can't wait for the future to pay your
No,
property tax.
no, I'm not saying, I'm just talking, we never said that we're responsible to the property tax.
But here we are in the future. You've owned it for 3 years, 22, 20, yeah, you've owned it for 3 years. And you haven't paid any taxes. So I think you
Yeah.
paid a little bit in the beginning. And you have what?
2022,
There's 20,
first half.
20 units in that park. So what do you make a month on those 20 units?
11,000.
So $11,000 a month. And you can't afford to pay the town of Tilton.
Yeah.
What's the average
One
tax on that?
75.
75 a year.
One issue is we bought this on some hard money.
I'm not trying to be rude and I understand your hardships, but the fact of the matter is your taxes are your taxes are your taxes. And here you are because you haven't paid your taxes. And when you don't pay your taxes, it's the other taxpayers that have to make up that difference.
No, we have every intention. We want to clear it very soon. Like you said, we have a project going on. We'll hopefully make some good money and we will clear this. Not a problem. We were ready to come and pay. I got this call when I was at work, and he was almost ready to drive. Then I called him and said, "No, the lender wants to do it himself. He doesn't want us to go. So let him do." And lo and behold, I came to know only through my residents that the town served the notices. I'm like, why? I thought we paid. And then I called around, and the next Monday, I think I called Scott. Scott, what is going on here? And even the lender didn't know.
But
And
that
then
doesn't
I
explain
called
the
lender.
past 3 years of no taxes.
So the
You're
past-
talking about right now.
I know.
And quite frankly, and again,
He
I'm
was
not being
catching
rude.
the ball with
All of
everything.
that is redundant because as we're sitting here now, the town of Tilton owns that trailer park. And you have 3 years worth of taxes, interest, and penalties to get it back. That doesn't include the 10% of the value that we can tack onto it. So I understand hardships, but on the other hand, right now you have $43,355.06, and that's without the 10% penalty.
Again, we ask for forgiveness. I mean,
We
But
aren't allowed to give you
Well, that's the thing.
forgiveness.
We can't, yeah, the law says we cannot just give you forgiveness.
You have to pay your
So,
tax bill.
so then and there, that lies the issue. As of right now, the town of Tilton owns that property. And so for you to acquire that property back, there's the back taxes that are due and, and the penalty. So
The back taxes need to be all 3 years by law.
Right.
Have to be paid.
We
So-
can't even make a deal on that.
So this is this is where we're at, right? So my question to you is that what is your plan moving forward with this? Because every day that goes by, more penalty accrues.
Yeah.
That's why we wanted you guys to come in so we could have a conversation about this.
see, our plan in terms of just taxes, right? Not in terms of the property itself as to plan for the property.
Just taxes.
Just taxes.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm ready to pay the first year and the remaining of, the second and third year, I would guess. Like I said, give us time until December-ish when we will get some funds and we will, if that's an option.
That's the law. that
It's
says we
not.
can't.
But that's the thing, we can't.
So once we take ownership, it's now the law that in order for you to gain back that property, you have to pay all 3 years, the total of at least minimum of that 45 or 43, 355, plus the penalty, what we decide what that penalty is. And then right now we decided it was $101,730. That's what it is right now. In order to get in order to get this property back, that's what you have to pay. There's no wiggle room in that $43,000. None.
There can't be because that's the law.
That makes sense. I mean, if it is the law, it is the law.
That's
I
the
guess
law.
That is what it is. Like I said, I didn't even bring any lawyers, anything, just because we thought, okay, we will have a heart-to-heart conversation.
Right.
Where I have no money to spend on lawyers because I already spent on a house that is broken, hands
Right.
burned, because I thought, okay, we'll take that property and do a good job there, rehabbing it. The resident left it in a very shabby condition. But, again, we live and learn all these things, right? I mean, I had two incidents where one resident wasn't paying taxes. We had to evict them, so they sold it and all. So there's a big loss there of rents and to the lawyers. And then this person who left also had rents due, hired a lawyer to evict her, and then hired a lawyer to get the deed, and 3 months later it collapses. So, you guys were saying, where's the money gone? Well, this is where I'm spending the money. Trees costed about 15,000 to do. The septic costed around 15,000-20,000 to do. And, it's just thousand. The water bills were high because it was leaking like crazy.
Yeah.
The town the company was good. They gave me a good discount on it after they found out the reason, almost about 50% discount, but it still was high. I was paying 7,000 a quarter.
Because all
Whereas
the work we
today,
did.
even with some more leak going on, I'm paying only 2,000. So you can see the difference.
Yeah.
The company still says, hey, there's some leakage, still leakage. we are not able to
And
figure
even
out
if you
where
own it, we
is.
still pay the water right now, just to let you
Yeah,
know.
we pay for all the water, it's not the tenant. So this is where the money is, it is one after the other, another the other one. I'm not getting a break. And you guys, the valuation also went up, seeing what, I don't know, but it went up. It just maybe based on the sale, which is fair, I would
No,
think.
but even the sale was not a million, close to a million.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. So these are the things. So I'm ready to pay all the back taxes.
Okay.
What options do I have in terms of paying the installment? I at least don't want
There's a
bad.
date that has to be paid by, right? There's a very specific date to retrieve the deed.
I'm not sure, Tim, is there a specific date?
We can't sell the property for 2 years.
2 years,
2
right?
years,
and
right?
Right.
So many months or something.
Yeah.
Three.
But
It's
it
three.
incurs,
Right.
It incurs,
it
interest and
incurs
penalty.
daily penalty.
Right.
It incurs daily interest, I should say, not penalty.
Daily.
Daily interest, correct.
Yeah, I understand that.
But
My-
you have, I think, up till 2 years to retrieve your property.
I
We
wouldn't
can't
wait that
sell
long,
it.
honestly. I
We
wouldn't
can't-
wait that long.
We can't sell it.
I think there's some other options by the people that live there. You might want to check into that because they can actually purchase it as well by paying.
They try, they
tax.
cannot, they're not got, this is why we got to the picture after they was tried to buy it.
So after it is taken by taxes, then that's one of the routes for that. So
There's a lot of
you know,
grant money.
There's a lot, yeah, and there's
Yeah.
grant money available for them to do that. So you have to be careful of these things that they.
Yeah, but they need
And
to
I
be
don't-
2 years to do it, no?
I don't want to quote that.
So
No.
do you have the $43,355.06? And I'm looking at, this is as of today?
Correct.
This is as
Tomorrow.
of today.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow it'll be more.
Yeah, so absolutely. I mean, like I said, we'll think about it, go home and think about it. You know, can I pay it in some installments within the next, I would say, let's make it within the next 6 months, I'll pay off the whole thing. That is one option.
You don't get it back until it's paid in full.
I know, I get that.
We hold the deed.
I agree with that. I'm not opposing
And the
that
rents
at all.
come to the
I mean,
town.
we both are in the
Okay, so if
real
the
And
re-
we
estate
can
market.
Yeah. If the rent-
continue, we
Yeah.
will continue to collect the rents.
Yeah, no, but do you pay the water bill now? Because we just pay the water bill. So if you take the rent, do you pay for the plow? You pay for the water? you pay-
Interest, right?
Out of those proceeds, yes.
All that, everything that's, it's like you guys are.
We now
you
own
own
it.
The
Yes.
operating costs.
We now own it.
Not the interest.
Okay, I mean, if you are paying the interest and water bill and everything.
No, they don't pay interest.
Not,
We don't pay interest.
We don't
pay
pay
the water
interest.
bill.
I meant to
Yeah,
say
we
my,
pay the water
my,
bill.
my lender.
No, they don't pay.
Nope.
No.
You don't pay your
No,
lender.
they don't
No,
pay.
you
the
don't
lender,
get,
no.
yeah.
We
They don't
collect,
pay-
You don't get the
they
rent
don't pay the
either.
lender.
So
we,
it's a,
we collect the rent. And then we pay the
The water bill,
water bill, like the essentials.
because
right?
we own the property.
If there's a major blizzard and we will plow it, things like that.
Here you go with the major blizzard again.
I know.
I know. But
And remember that 43,000 doesn't include the penalty, which we haven't decided what that will be.
Right.
The law allows us to assess, is it 10% or is it
10%.
12?
Yeah.
10% of the assessed value of the property. That's the $100,000+.
So I think what we can do, what we could do is we could talk amongst ourselves, come up with something, and then give it to
Scott.
Scott and Tim and come up with a payment plan for 6 months. And if you don't meet it, you don't meet it. It's, we keep the property. Simple as that. Done, deal. Here's how much you have to give us every single month, this day, every single month to clear it out. We'll tell you what the penalty is.
Yeah. Yeah, if you can make it 3 months, I'll make it happen.
3 months or 6 months?
3 months or 6 months?
And the hard part is you're not gonna be getting
You,
rent
it
too.
could be,
And
it,
that's what's gonna,
hold on a minute. It could be up to $100,000 penalty. Do you want that spread out in 3 months or 6 months? Are you gonna fail at that or are you gonna,
No, so.
So
on-
can you give us the amount and then we can
Yeah.
figure out if we want 3 or 6? Let's do like this.
so, if you want that, then I'm gonna give you the amount of $145,085.
No, but you say you're going to talk about it.
Right,
Yeah, so
well,
I want to see if,
I wanna
hopefully
talk
you don't
about it.
charge us
So then why
10%
don't you
for
go,
us.
why don't you go downstairs and we'll talk about it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm open to,
yeah, you guys
the-
think about what
the
you think.
3 to 6 month option is best for us financially.
Okay,
Because we have something going on which we think we can
okay.
come and clear up. But,
It-
again, I'm giving an option. It's going to be very hard for us to do everything one shot like tomorrow or in the next 1 week. Please consider that.
Yep.
If you put a gun to my head, I'll probably do that because I have no choice. But that's going to be very hard.
And then we play so that, like the $1 million valuation and now 10% of it. It's crazy because this
But that-
place, yeah.
but that
No, I know you,
have
by
a
law,
time.
you have it.
Well, no, you can go, and there's a time period to go and challenge those evaluations.
After you pay your
After you own
taxes,
it,
because you
yeah.
can't do it now because we own it.
Yeah.
Right.
But
You
you
can't
can come right in.
abate it
You
for
can
us.
Do that, and there's a process for doing that. If you see, hey, that's not right.
That's right.
A lot
So
of people
why don't
do
we,
that.
why don't we do this? Why don't you guys
Go downstairs.
go downstairs?
We'll go
uh,
into non-public.
See what
We'll
you
go
guys
into a
can think of.
non-public. We'll have a conversation. And then we'll have the town administrator come and get you guys and
Okay.
bring you back up.
Thank you very much.
Okay?
Sound good?
You need to go with it. Take this, it's $100,000.
Okay, yeah, right down the bottom, there's a couple of chairs. Right down the bottom, there's a couple of chairs, Riley.
I'm gonna miss that.
All right. Okay. So
Make a motion, we go into non-public per RSA 91A:3, that which discussed in public could adversely affect the reputation of others.
second,
Roll call vote. Constantino, yes.
Adams, yes.
Hanson, yes.
Dawson, yes.
All right.
This conference will now be recorded.
You're all set.
Thank you, Tim, for your help.
So
Make
I'd
a
like-
motion, we seal the minutes in the non-public.
Thank you. I'll second. Roll call vote.
Constantino, yes.
Adams, yes.
Hanson, yes.
Scanlon, yes.
Dawson, yes.
All right.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
motion to adjourn.
Second.
I'll second.
Okay.
Time being 8:34.
Time being 8:34. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you.
You didn't vote. You didn't vote.
All in
We
favor?
did? Oh, all in favor.
Aye.
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 Aye.